It went to the next song before I could stop it. I only just took my hair down from the bun that it was up in. So let's see how bad my hair looks today. Anyway, hello. Hi, I'm Luxander. I have boosted the gain on my microphone. So I thought that I had done it before, but apparently it didn't stick. So hopefully I'm louder than usual. If you're one of those people who's like, oh my God, you're always so quiet compared to the fucking the ads and stuff that play. So anyway, yes, exactly, Nouvenon. Let's hear it for the boys. Wednesdays are for the boys, etc. Wednesdays are for the bros. Uncomfy. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. They said, be the Mayo side you wish to see in the world. Heart, heart, heart. True. Heart, heart, heart. Thank you. Starting us off strong with a $5 dono. It's already on the board. Boom. Already on the board. You know what? I think I need to move this rabbit skin up just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then it'll feel less close to this, which is also blank wall, but it's graphics. Anyway. What's up, Baphomet? Hello, Shakespeare. This is Drea. I worry that I've boosted it a little bit too much because it is peeking a little bit into the red. But we'll just have to see. We'll just have to find out. Oh, a 3-month sub. Oh, thank you. Yes, I will fix that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Listen, $12 is $12. I'm going to buy some kimchi with that $12. So Wednesdays are our chill stream. We try to just kind of have a good time here. And we do kind of, go in and out of various topics, sometimes serious topics. But for the most part, like, our goal here is to more or less ignore all the bad news. So that's what we're doing. I want to just chill and hang out, play game, something. If it's OBS, apparently red is good. It is Streamlabs OBS. So maybe I'm right in the sweet spot now where it's like most of the time it's in the yellow and then it just barely peeks into the red occasionally. Nice, Viren. Yes, entering numbers into spreadsheets. I'm going to be doing something similar to that next week. That's part of how I manually update the credits on like the Patreon credits at the end of every video, which is fun. I just like export a CSV and then like I have to open that in Excel and then copy paste a bunch of shit. Anyway, yeah, back end stuff. Hello to the YouTube chat, Dali, Jojo, and Cursed Chaos. What's up? I've got fun weekend plans. I want to talk about my birthday this past week. I want to go over some of the comments that we got on this week's videos. Okay, green is too quiet. Fuck it, we go red. All right, gang gang, we go red. No worries. I saw that you bought a t-shirt on the store, so no worries if you can't donate. You know, it's all income, you know, it's all coming. It's all still coming back. I took the Elon's Tears mug off of the shop today. I should have done it yesterday, but I did it today. So that is now off. I think that technically it is still available if you have the link, but it's not intended for everybody to be able to buy it. I wish I'd learned to use Excel sooner than in a college psychology class. It's very helpful. Right. Some of the math functions you can do on it. Like, I don't want to get into it because I feel like that's a boring can of worms for a stream, but you know, it's quite nice. It's a good program. Also, Google Sheets. It's basically the same thing. 23 viewers. Can we get some more likes on the show? You hit like, and YouTube immediately shows the show to more people. And I would love if my Wednesday shows would be the bumpin' shows. Because the Wednesdays are for the boys. We're hanging out. We're trying to chill. Trying to have a good time. We're staying hydrated. We're staying moisturized. We're in our lane, bro. We're in our lane, bro. It's spring, but it sure doesn't feel like it. Oh no. It definitely feels like spring here. I'm like, there's birds outside all the time. There's like the flowers on the trees are bumping. You know, I don't know if y'all know this, but in the Pacific Northwest, there are tons of cherry blossom trees. And it seems to me like they're blooming for much longer than they should. Like, I don't know, man. It's been such a beautiful beginning to spring. Just gorgeous. Not a boy, but bumped. Yeah. Totally. You know, for the Wednesdays for the boys is extremely loose. For the sibs. In the middle of a winter storm. Oh, see, this is something I will not miss about living in the Midwest, is that consistently it will snow on my birthday, which is at the end of March, as you know. I just had my birthday, which was great. But yeah, birthday's at the end of March, and it consistently snows on my birthday back home, and I'm like, literally, it's supposed to be spring right now. What are you doing? So, here, much nicer. Oh my god, the last snow we got was in February, and I don't think we're going to get any more, which is good. Here to transit up either way. True. Wednesdays are for the trans. That's true. Oh, goodness. I kind of want to touch on something really quick from this week, which was that so we did this recording on Sunday. We're now regularly doing a once a week roundup where, you know, instead of having 5 videos come out throughout the whole week, we just do one video. We cover like 6 or 7 news items. You can skip through the chapters if you want to. Cool. But I went ahead and also recorded the video about how we define what is abusive, or like how we define abuser, and how we frame that issue. And I've gotten mostly comments who are like, yes, I agree with you. Thanks for posting this. Mostly that. You know, people who are like, yeah, of course, nobody thinks they're a villain. Oh, this reminded me of a time that I hurt someone in the past, or it reminded me of a time where someone else hurt me and I came to understand their situation more later in life. Just like lots of people talking about their personal experiences, which is wonderful. I've, of course, had a couple people push back, as is the way, this is the way. One of the people has actually deleted their original comment, which is a bummer. And I'm kind of sad that I wasn't taking screenshots the whole time. But, essentially they were basically saying, I don't see how, they were presenting this idea that they think that it is good and appropriate to feel morally superior to abusive people. And I was like, well, see, that's exactly my point, though, is because if you think you are morally superior to an abusive person, then it is going to make it basically impossible for you to recognize your own harm that you perpetuate, And they kept pushing back and saying, like, I just don't see how, the answer isn't that I should just feel disgusted and ashamed at myself for those behaviors. And I was like, no. That's like, you need therapy if that's what you're going to present. Is like, they were basically saying, like, I only see this in a black and white manner where either we fully reject this behavior or we accept that anyone is capable of it. And therefore I'm going to hate myself and be disgusted with myself because I'm capable of harming others. And I was like, yeah, this is like a therapy thing where, like, if you're going to present to me this black and white thinking and this like intense self-hatred idea, like, this is, first of all, exactly what I'm trying to avoid. You are the perfect example of what I am trying to explain, that, if we present people as like, oh, you are an abuser, then it becomes basically impossible for people to acknowledge that behavior without spiraling out and ultimately not addressing the problem because they are just spiraling out about it, Like, we shouldn't have, oh my God, I'm an abuser, as like an existential update that people have to go through when they realize that they're harming someone they care about. So anyway, it was just really interesting to have someone basically expressing exactly the sentiments from the like person who's being abusive's perspective that I was trying to address. Like, we shouldn't be disgusted with ourselves and deeply ashamed, like, we can take accountability without that being part of it. And so it was just a really interesting discussion. I'm glad that I made that video. It seems to have sparked a little bit of a ripple in Blue Sky Land. Some people responding to it. But, I haven't there's not like a whole fucking thing of discourse. It's just like I've seen a couple people react not great about it. Someone in the comments said, like, wow, it must be so hard being a victim all the time. Because, of course, listen, clickbait is part of my job. Okay. The curiosity gap is a nicer way to put it. It's part of my job. So, of course, like, the title says, they said I defended abusers. And this happened to be a screenshot that YouTube suggested to me. So that's not even a screenshot that I took. That's one of the YouTube suggested thumbnails where I'm going like, ugh. And it looks dramatic, right? And the point is to get people to click the video. But some people seemed to just respond to the thumbnail and title sentiment and be like, oh my God, you're such a victim. And I was like, wow, tell me you didn't watch the video without telling me you didn't watch the video. It was fun. Yeah, totally. I think everybody is capable of harming others, and that most of the time we don't mean to do it. Yeah, that's interesting, saying I forget that I'm capable of hurting others emotionally. I used to think that I was not capable of hurting people physically, which is interesting. Like, I think that I really internalized this idea that I was like weak and small. Like, my mom was physically abusive toward me, right? And I was like smaller than her for a very long time. And then, like, having my cis male partner, I would like punch him for slug bug. And he would be like, dude, that is way too hard. And I was like, oh, I literally didn't understand that I was capable of hurting you. I don't know why. Like, of course, it's not like I would hurt a cat by accident or something. But I was like, if somebody is bigger than me, or maybe it was a bit of a gender thing too, I was like, I did not think that I was capable of hurting people physically. So that's fun. But it's good. Yeah, no, it's good to keep in mind that are capable of hurting others emotionally, and that they might not even realize that what you're doing is manipulative, and you might not realize what you're doing is manipulative, and, shit happens. To some people, telling them that they're not actually built different might as well be like directly calling them a Nazi. Yeah. Like, yeah, you're not built different. Yeah, like I genuinely, this person was like clinging to this idea that they are morally superior to people who are abusive, and that like they were not able to tolerate the idea that anyone could be abusive, because then that would lead them down the path of self-hatred. Um, it was fascinating. Fascinating. Are you saying, Nouvenal, that you do not include anything other than like the old school slug bugs in your slug bug game? That's really interesting. Yeah, Ben. I think a lot of people have this tendency to see things in like a black and white manner, and that's, you know evolutionarily adaptive, of course. I'm not going to sit here and say that there's no value to having like a black and white discernment for certain situations, right? But it's like, when is it adaptive and when is it maladaptive, right? Like, let's be thoughtful about when we apply these things. A lot of AFAB folks underestimate their strength. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I'm so glad we have Wednesdays for the boys, because I just like to talk about all the random shit that I like to do and think about. And right now it's exercise. That's what I'm about to get into a little bit, because, okay, I'm like more deconditioned than I have been probably ever, right? I sit for my job and I don't really exercise, and I probably don't use my standing desk as often as I should. Like, every stream I do, every show, every podcast, every recording, I stand. But it's not the same as like standing for 40 hours a week at a job, right? So as a consequence of that, and like, so I had COVID back in October, and I've been like really hesitant to exercise. In the meantime, I was like, I'm really going to take it easy on my body. But now, because my heart is weaker, like just in terms of like, I'm just not using it as much, and it's fine. It's not like it's going to kill me, but it does mean that I'm having more symptoms, because like my heart, if it were stronger, would be able to more efficiently pump blood, and I wouldn't have all this like problems with my blood pressure and blood volume and stuff. Like, it would just be less bad if my heart were stronger. And I'm having some pretty negative reactions to exercise. So I got a cute little foot pedal thing. Now that my partner has a job, we can kind of like get some things that we need, which is awesome. So what I got was like a cheap little foot pedals that you basically tuck it under your desk, and you can use it in any chair. And it's kind of a way of creating a recumbent bike without buying an entire recumbent bike. And I didn't even realize this was an option until I was Googling around recently. And what I was Googling for was, is there any exercise that's cardio that I can do lying down? Because with POTS, and like, listen, maybe you're not interested in this topic, but if you get COVID enough times, you will end up with the same disability that I have. So please let me impart my wisdom upon you. If you have orthostatic intolerance, which I do, then it's like your body is already fighting so hard to pump your blood against gravity when you're standing, that if you then are exercising while standing, it is just much harder, and you can hit fatigue much sooner and things like that. So basically, what I specifically got this bike thing, like literally it's just like a frame with 4 legs and the bike pedals and a little like snap-on electronic thing that I do not know how it works, but it counts the pedal pushes. Like, the pedals are not themselves like wired up in any way, but somehow the little attachment thing knows how many pedals you've done. And you can do it laying on the floor. So I did it. I laid down on the floor, and I also just kind of now understand what warming up and cooling down are for. Because people say, you're supposed to warm up and cool down. And I've never really felt like I needed to, right? But I'm clearly having like crashes after I exercise recently. And I'm like, okay, well, what do I do with this, right? Um, it's because your blood pressure, because I have dysautonomia, my blood pressure like needs time to adjust and figure out what it's doing. So you can start with something simple like, okay, let's say you're standing and you're going to start exercising. You can like, when you lift your foot up and you're like folding your leg and like you can grab your foot, you can just do that like really slowly for like a few minutes. And it just kind of tells your body, hey, we're going to start moving. We're going to start doing some stuff. So you can do something just like that for like 5 minutes. And then you maybe like ramp it up a little bit toward the end, and you'll feel like a blood pressure change as your body's like, okay, I need to supply some more. I need to do some more stuff. And it's great. So yeah, what I did with the laying down bike thing is I just really slowly for 5 minutes pedaled. And then for 5 minutes, I did kind of what would be more of a normal pedal. And I did it with like 0 resistance. The one that I got is super easy to use. It just has like a thing that you twist, and it's like a screw that literally like puts pressure on something that increases the resistance on the bike. So it's very easy to change like the difficulty. Yeah, and then I did that for 5 minutes, and then I slowed way down and just did it super duper slowly for another 5 minutes. And so my goal is to get to a point with that. And I really want to do it like every day and build up to, I can do an hour of like moderate cardio on my back, like on the pedals. So I'm so excited that stuff like that exists. I've known for a while that a recumbent bike would be a great option. Recumbent bike just means like it's one where you're kind of more sitting upright instead of the bikes where you like lean forward a lot, because leaning forward a lot is not good for me. Yeah, but now I'm like, it was like $40. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go outside. I can do it when it's raining. Like I can lay on the floor. It's great. Genuinely. What about just laying down and throwing a tantrum? I need to get more physical activity for sure. EDS POTS are now trying to figure out the neurological issue. Yeah. Oh, and I will say too, like anything that you do with resistance bands, you can most likely do lying down. Like one of the exercises that I was about to like launch into a full on like an hour every day like exercise routine, but I was humbled by my body being like, bitch, what's wrong with you? But like one of them was shoulder press with the resistance band. So it's, if you were standing up, you would be standing on the resistance band, maybe with only one foot, whatever, like however it works for you in your particular situation. And you basically just do a shoulder press. You're pressing up and you're pressing away and you're building more resistance the further away it goes. You can do that lying down. So listen, there's like a lot of very useful stuff that you can do lying down if you have orthostatic intolerance or for any other reason. I still have good lung capacity from years of playing the clarinet, which is good because it's not coming from cardio right now. True. Rowing machine is a really good, effective for a general body workout. Yeah, totally. And like you can do rows and stuff with resistance bands too. Like I've done rows with resistance bands. I wonder if I should like put together a list for like one of my side channels maybe of like, here is basically like a collection of really cheap equipment that you can get. And then if you build it up over time, you can basically have like what is functionally a functional home gym, just with like no weights basically and no like large equipment. I want to be able to climb again and perform my circus acts for more than a few minutes. Yeah. I hope that that if you guys have any issues with exercise, like I hope that this is helpful. Yeah, and of course everybody making their horizontal exercise jokes. So, yeah, I get it. Listen, okay? Hold on, real quick. Let me find it. Listen, do you think that I don't know? Do you think I don't know about the horizontal tango? I was wearing this sundress when my partner got home yesterday from work. Yes, it worked as intended. Oh, man. I remember that time in physical therapy, I broke 2 or 3 of their resistance bands because I'm tall and lanky. That would scare me. That would scare me. My resistance bands came with a little warning that says you need to wear safety glasses while you're working with these, because otherwise they could snap and like hit you in the face. Blech. Lifting weights lying down. So a lot of the lifting weights stuff would be kind of harder to do lying down unless you have a bench, which I'm like thinking about potentially getting a bench too, depending on how much it would cost. And like, do I really have the space for that kind of thing? It would need to be something that could basically collapse and be put completely away. But, I was thinking of stuff like, chest exercises, pushing down. Like, obviously I can just do modified push-ups. That is an option. But one thing that I can't do lying down that I would like to is face pulls, right? Like, this is supposed to be super good for your shoulders. Like, obviously everybody's always like, okay, shoulders, blah, blah, blah. You do shoulder press. Cool. That's a great way to do it. Yeah. Amazing. You've got like, certain modified push-ups. Like if you do, I can't remember what it's called, but if you get into a downward dog position and then you basically do push-ups, it's like, everybody's like, okay, push. That's how you get shoulders. That's how you target shoulders, is push. Or like shoulder raises to the side or shoulder raises to the front, right? Those are all the ways that people think of how to exercise your shoulders, okay? But what that does is it pulls all of your shit forward. And so something that you kind of need to do to balance out the shoulders is to do face pulls, where you start kind of like out in front of you and you pull back into this kind of position here as though you're showing off your muscles, right? But what you're doing is you're pulling behind. Like, this is to like get the shoulder motion that is like pulling, and there's like a rotation to it. So that I cannot do laying down, just because I can't pull my elbows back behind my ears if I'm laying on the floor. But if I had a bench, I would be able to. So, I'm getting a slightly bigger bed just for my plushies and me. I love that. I have my plushies set up, actually. I have like a little corner set up, and I had a pillow that I was actually thinking about just throwing away because it's a really old pillow. I washed it and it still looks really dirty. It's just super duper old. And I put it underneath where I wanted the plushies to go. And then I just kind of have them resting on top of it, kind of tucked away in a little corner. And it's really cute. I love them. I have a workout bow that is basically an iron bar with hooks for resistance bands. I'm terrified of doing any exercises that involve standing on the band. Yeah, if you're super tall, for sure. I mean, sometimes I'll feel like I'm stretching it really far, and what I'll do is I'll just put it under one of my feet instead of both of my feet. But, anyway, I think it's really important to talk about how to stay healthy, even though it is not the most entertaining thing in the world for people to listen to. I need to cut my hair. Oh my God. It's getting a little silly right now. Six five. Ooh. And like if you're 6'5" and your arms are proportionate, then you're like more than 8 feet at the like pull all the way out. Ugh. When you get into like the 6'7" range, that's when you're like, actually, you're gonna have a shortened lifespan because you're too fucking tall. Oh, like people with gigantism or whatever. It's like puts a lot of stress on the cardiovascular system, right? Basically. Oh gosh. But yeah, my birthday was good. We found some really great deals on a lot of the stuff I bought myself some stuff. I have more or less everything I need to do a Bob Ross painting now. So that's something that is kind of on my bucket list for this year. I already talked to you about my watercolors set. That's kind of like one of my birthday presents to myself. My partner really, really loves to do like Lego for a present. So we got like a small Lego set. He ended up getting me another one, but this was the first one. It's the mini orchid Lego set. Super cute, very adorable. We love her. Let's see. Just kind of hung out and watched movies, which is always great, right? I watched Wakanda Forever. I liked that movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. Earnestly, like I'm so tired of Marvel's shit. I'm like, get out of here. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm bored with you. It's like the meme of like Woody, and he's like, I don't want to play with you anymore, and like drops him on the floor. But that's me with Marvel. I'm like, shut up, I don't care. We watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3 recently, and I do not care to watch that movie again. I might, just because like I was telling my friend that I didn't like it, and they were like, what? You didn't like it? And I was like, all right, I guess I'll watch it again maybe and see if my opinion changes. But I enjoyed Wakanda Forever. Except, whatever. It has its moments, right? I'm not going to go into a whole fucking thing about Wakanda Forever. Was not expecting to see Michael B. Jordan. That was pleasant. It's cool that he's in there. We watched a bunch of the Marvel What If series, and that was okay, you know? Let's see, what else? I mean, on a regular basis, we're like going to cool new places. You know, it's only been a couple months since we got here, so we're still exploring our local area. You know, what are the best places to get pizza? Like, if I want a butcher, who's the best butcher in town? Or whatever, you know, like, it's cool having so many options. And then, like, my partner is working now, and his coworkers are like, oh, you should check out this place, and you should try that. And like, ooh, if you like to do this, then you should go here. And I'm like, all right, bet. So I need to get back on my making friends path, because I only have like one person who I know locally who I have like the ability to direct message them, and I need more than that one person. So I gotta get back out there and do my little talking and getting to meet people thing. There are some things I'm thinking about doing in the local community. I've got like a couple things that I can do that I might check out. Like next week, I might go to a pop-up event, and I still need to go to the farmer's market again. Like, I gotta start establishing these relationships with more people. I know talking to people is so hard. I'm trying to do it like in the medium of like there's something else going on, you know, like it's a class or a meetup, or like it's about something specific, and then like talking to people will just sort of happen in that environment. I'm good at it once I'm in the environment. It's just about getting there. It can be kind of hard sometimes. Yeah, so it was a really good birthday. I learned, I was just reading what Nouvenal said. What I meant to say was I turned 31. So now I'm 31. Officially. I'm not like 30. I'm in my 30s. So that's fun. I need to grow my local community, but that bed rot struggle is real. Yeah, I'm stuck in a little bit of a rut right now. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to not be on my computer as much. I have successfully dramatically reduced the amount of time that I spend on social media on my phone. I still have a couple of social media apps on my phone, but they're not the ones that I tend to like scroll. They're the ones that I will tend to check a little bit and then close when I'm done with it. So that's great. But my computer is still very much a place where I will sometimes get stuck for several hours looking at stuff online that I do not need to be looking at. And I just need to be a little bit better about getting off of here. Maybe even like just not turning my computer on. And that would be a benefit to me in the summer too, which I'm already starting to worry. Maybe we talked about this on stream already, but I'm like already starting to worry about how hot it's going to be during the summer. And I'm trying to figure out like what are things that I can do. I'm already thinking like, okay, well, I should not cook anything in the oven until nighttime. Okay, easy. Maybe even not doing laundry or dishes or whatever, like any of that kind of stuff could potentially, like, I don't even want to run the exhaust fans, you know? Like, I just don't like anything that could generate heat. Clothes fresh out of the dryer, like that's bringing heat into the house. And like, I'm trying to figure out like to what extent can I cover the windows? Yeah, I don't know. And like turning my computer on is something that I could avoid doing. And it would actually benefit me in that way too, where I'm like, okay, well, maybe during the day I should do other things. I'm planning on going to a rally this weekend because I need to get outside and socialize more. Hell yeah. I'm so freaked out, especially because my health is so kind of touch and go at the moment, of like going to a protest, because I'm like, I don't want to have my health get out of control while I'm at the protest. And also I don't want to get arrested and then be put in a position where I'm like, now my health is further at risk because maybe I'll overheat or maybe they'll take my mask away or whatever. So I'm probably not going to be going to any rallies, if we're being totally honest. And I feel some type of way about that because it does feel a little bit like, oh, well, you should. Because I think it's because like that's one of the primary things that we point people toward when they are like, what do I do? Like, okay, well, vote. That's one thing. Okay, cool. And then the next thing is like, go to a peaceful protest. And like, I can't do that. So I'm just trying to do other things to kind of offset that sort of sense of guilt that I have over like wanting to prioritize my physical well-being and not put myself in that kind of position. But, you know, like there are healthier people than me who could do it. There are also people who are more disabled than me who are willing to put that on the line, and I like respect that very much. Seattle's nice because there's lots of opportunities to get out and do stuff. Yeah. I tried to go to a town hall last week, but they filled up hours before I even got there. Well, that's good. It tells me that your community is very involved. Basically anything to not be an island in your community or advocacy. Yes, yeah, like any amount of community organizing. And like my partner and I are starting to have those more serious conversations about like what is the plan for us moving forward? How are we going to be able to afford any amount of land? Can we convince any of our friends to come up here? I don't know, just like what are the next steps? I feel like Seattle feels like a pretty safe place to attend a rally. Totally, yeah. I'm sure that where I live is relatively safe to attend a rally too. I just don't want to because of the potential risk. I turned 36 2 weeks ago, old man emoji. You're not that old. Come on now. I will say we haven't really left the immediate area since we moved up here, right? Like I need to go to Seattle. I have several friends that I want to see up there. And my partner would like to go too. So, and then there's like so much cool stuff, even just closer, like even just like on the fringes of Portland, there's cool stuff and we just haven't gone there. So this weekend, actually, we have a beach planned, like a beach visit planned. I want to see tide pools, and I've never seen the West Coast. Like I've never been to the ocean on the west side. I've never seen the Pacific Ocean. So I am excited about that very much. Super duper excited. It's supposed to be nice this weekend. The low tide is at the perfect time of day for us to go. Despite Seattle feeling like a safe place to attend a rally, markedly Baphomet says, fuck the Seattle Police Department. They are just as Hitlerite as the police force elsewhere. Right. I mean, that's what I mean is like, I don't trust the police anywhere to not like be violent for no fucking reason. Hell yeah, Shakespeare. Slipping into a trans community specialist role in neat ways. The Twin Cities are amazing. They still persecute queer people even when they're obeying the law, and I've seen it firsthand. Yeah, someone who commented, I think it was on a community tab post last week, they said that their trans sibling had been arrested at a protest because it was a windy day and the wind caught the flag that the person was carrying, which caused what I assume is like the handle of the flag to like tap a Tesla. And then the police just like immediately jumped on that person and like arrested them and hurt them in the process of arresting them. And they were like, oh, we're going to treat this like a hate crime. You just hate crimed that Tesla. Okay. I feel like this is like a PSA time. Don't take anything to a protest that could even remotely be perceived as a weapon. Like that's, if you're carrying like a flag post, there is a risk that you might bump into somebody with it and then they'll call it aggravated assault. I'm not saying that that's right, but I feel like don't bring anything more than like a paperboard sign. Don't bring a sign that's attached to a fucking 2x4. That's a terrible idea. Old, try being almost 50. Yeah. Only downhill from here. Watch out for the crabbies pinching your fingers if you play in the tide pools. I am probably mostly going to not touch the tide pools. It's like a delicate, balanced ecosystem, and I'm going to try not to like interfere with it too much. Definitely lots of looking, but probably not much grabbing. I mean, of course, I can get a license to mussel and crab, and I might do that, but I haven't prioritized that. This is just like my younger sibling has never seen the ocean, period. Has never seen the ocean. I have never seen the Pacific Ocean, and I have never seen a tide pool, and neither have they. So I'm like, okay, this is just going to be like, we're just going to go to this one area where there's tide pools and maybe walk around on the beach a little bit, and like explore, right? The like rocky formations that you tend to see around tide pools. Yeah. And so that's my weekend plan, and I'm very excited. Obviously, we will still stream on Sunday. It's mostly going to be a Saturday thing where we go to the beach, but I'm so stoked that we have that option. We could drive to the ocean. We can drive to go be like, in a snow-covered mountain cabin if we wanted to. We could drive to get to California, drive up to Seattle. Hell, drive up to Canada if we wanted to visit. Pool noodle flag time. They're just going to make shit up about anything. Even if it's a pool noodle, if you accidentally touch someone with it, they can still call it aggravated assault, even if it's literally a pool noodle that you couldn't possibly have harmed anyone with. That's what this fucking system is. Water. So good for you. I would like to get an opinion from the chat. I would like to take the temperature of the chat. How do we feel about Jackbox party games? Because I'm trying to think, like, if there is a desire, I would like to know if there is a desire for games that you can contribute to, right? Like if I want to do a gaming kind of stream, should I just play a game that I like and you can watch it? Or you guys, because with Jackbox, the whole premise is that you guys can pull up your phone and type in the code that I have on the screen, and then like 8 of you get to join a game with me and like post stuff. TKO is peak but risky for streaming. The only ones I have right now are Quiplash and Drawful 2. I don't even have Drawful 2 installed on my computer right now, but I have Quiplash. I kind of feel like Jackbox games, like, maybe it's the narrator that I don't like, but I think the narrator is just like a dick. The very fact that you have to warn people about pool noodles is telling about today's culture. Yeah, I mean, listen, I bore constant witness to what happened during the George Floyd uprising. You know, like, I watched it every single day, new videos of cops initiating violence against protesters, shooting journalists in the face with rubber bullets. Like, so like I've seen it. I know what's going to happen. Drawful is also risky, but Quiplash is fun. The objective is not to win, it's to get the most laughs. Truly. Yeah. Depends on the group. Oh, of course. Yeah, it always depends on the group. Like, I have a video on my channel called Why I Don't Hang Out with Cis People. And let me tell you, they were mad. The cis were so mad. I wonder if I would have gotten the same reaction if I had said, like, this is why I only date trans people, and had, like, I don't know, but, like, I don't know. Or here's why I won't date cis people. They really want to be included in things. They really hate the idea that you would exclude them from things. Because people were fucking mad. But, like, I was playing Quiplash with a group of people. Maybe this is why I don't like Jackbox games. I was playing Quiplash with a group of people that I was coming to know through the atheist community, like one of the relatively newer offshoots of the atheist community within the last 5 years, right? Not like the old guard, not like the Richard Dawkins era, but a newer version, right? And one of the questions was, and like, granted, I can now see like the question is written to beg the transphobic question, but the question was like, what is the Statue of Liberty hiding under her dress? And one of the people there, a cis woman, said like a great big schlong or something like that. I cannot remember the specifics, but I was like, this is why I don't want to hang out with cis people, because y'all like make jokes where a trans woman's body is the butt of the joke. The joke is just, haha, she has a penis. Like, I don't fucking think that's cool. I think it's incredibly objectifying. I think that you're reducing trans women down to like the thing that often causes them some of the most distress in their lives, and treating it like it's a joke. Like, aha, it subverts your expectation, the fact that a woman would have a penis under her dress. Like, okay, well, you're a fucking asshole, right? Like, maybe this is why I don't like Jackbox games, because, like, this one cis woman just ruined the entire concept for me. Yeah, you can't exclude people. That's our thing. True. Hi, kitty. Been here a bit, but had to find my keyboard and take a breath. Bought so much fabric at Joann's today. Eddie Bauer fabric is down to 60% off, so there are actually well-made fabrics for reasonable prices. I have enough to make so many fun things. Clothes for this child and my bestie having a baby in like 30 days. Nice. My mother-in-law, I was texting her like, hey, how are you doing this week? She is making a shit ton of baby clothes because she recently had another grandbaby, you know, and she just flowers everywhere. She's got so many fabrics with flowers all over them, and like she's making these cute little dresses and stuff. Amazing. We love. I have a sewing machine that was a present for my birthday like last year, I think. I haven't really gotten into using it. I do have space to use it though now, but I guess I just haven't been like, oh yeah, now I'm motivated. I do not have any fabric. So I think maybe I'm like, anything that I do or make right now as far as clothing would need to be a repair. Yeah, I don't have any fabric. I know very little. I actually, my mom bought for me, and I have started reading recently this book called like the Garment Making Book of Knowledge. Just like to learn about sewing. I think I know enough about the operation of the machine itself that I did not want to get a book that really talked about how the machine works. But maybe, I just need to take a class or something. I'm not sure. But I would love to be able to make my own clothes. That would be great. Then you're not like subject to whatever you can just find at the store. I miss when Richard Dawkins dunked on creationists and religious people in general instead of glazing them and being transphobic. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I saw that Richard Dawkins had come up on Blue Sky recently. Did he just say something transphobic again? I didn't know why he came up. The last time I played Jackbox with Dr. Ben, dicks were everywhere. Devil's advocate, genitals are just funny in general because sex is taboo. Well, okay, Jojo, it would be one thing if they said, like, fat pussy lips or something. Like, okay, again, the question was, what is the Statue of Liberty hiding under her dress? If they had said fat pussy lips, I would have been like, ha, that's funny. But, like, specifically the, like, juxtaposition of the penis was the joke. The joke was not, like, genitals. The joke was male genitalia. I would draw a distinction on that. Yeah, truly. Cis people are not usually very good at telling trans-related jokes. Of course, a fucking honorable mention to that one comedian who I cannot remember his name, who's like, oh yeah, trans people, like, oh, you know, gotta take them down a peg. You know, that guy. He's a fun guy. What's up? Yes, what a great time to join chat. Girl Dick Summer, true. Anyway, that's why I don't like Jackbox games. In summary. But it could be fun. And I wanted to, you know, open up the option because if we're trying to have fun on these shows, you know, let's explore what that means. Is that me playing a game and you guys just watching, or is it me playing a game and you guys get to vote on what I do? Or yeah, as if taking someone at the bottom of the social ladder down another peg is really useful. I think that is the premise of the joke that I'm thinking of. It's like, oh, you know who really needs to be brought down another peg? Trans people. No. I was talking about like a positive trans joke. Fucking, what is his name? Somebody help me. Because he's making fun of cis comedians who joke about trans people. But I cannot remember his name. He's like British, I think. And he says the phrase brave little cis boy in the thing. James A. Caster. That's who it is. James A. Caster. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I cannot play the clip. But you know who I mean. Girl Dick Summer followed by T Dick Autumn. True. I'm going to take so many pictures at the beach. I've been wanting to go to the beach since we got here. So I'm really excited, like, that we get to do it. I get to get in my little car and take a little drive, go to the beach, walk around, pick stuff up off the beach. Like, you're allowed to keep keepsakes that you find on the beach, right? But, like, not in the tide pools. You're not supposed to touch anything in the tide pools, because those are like a delicate ecosystem. But I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll find some cool rocks. And that will be the furthest I've been from my house since we got here, basically. Like, we drove 2,300-ish miles, and then we got here, and I have not been more than like 15 minutes away from my house since then. So I'm like excited to go to the ocean. I'm excited to get started on like hiking and stuff. I am going to become one of those fucking people because I love it and also because it will help me with my heart health. I miss the ocean so bad. Right. I haven't seen the ocean since I was very young. Like for context, my brother is about 4 years younger than me, and I haven't been to the ocean since he was a toddler. So, yeah. Finding cool sticks? Yeah, cool sticks. Yes. Absolutely. Ah. What else has been fun this past week? Is there anything good? I would live on the mountains if my throat and nose could tolerate it, rip. Yeah, I mean, I am at this point where I literally do not leave my house without wearing a mask. So my allergies are like pretty in control. Except for this thing, well, I guess it depends on what time of day you open the windows. But like this thing in the fucking Northwest where you have to open all your windows at night to cool your house down. But that's also when the pollen is like the least intense is at nighttime. So long as you fucking get the windows closed before it starts in the morning, because that's when it starts. Ugh. Each beach has its own rules, so look up the specifics. Our beach here is you can collect 5 gallons worth of beach rocks, and you can collect any piece of driftwood you can carry and load by yourself. There are limits on what you are allowed to take in total. Yeah, I have like a specific beach that I'm going to. I have a specific plan for like when we're going to show up and all this, and they've said like we encourage beachcombing. I didn't see like an upper limit, but I'm probably not going to get anywhere near an upper limit on stuff that I find on the beach. And then they said, yes, please do not touch anything in the tide pools. You know, don't pick up any of the water, like animal life in the water. A lot of places don't let you take or burn driftwood, so double check about driftwood. Okay, fair play. I wasn't really planning on bringing home any driftwood, but I will look that up now. Just to be like, am I allowed to take driftwood? Oh no, not what I wanted. Okay, I'll keep that open and I'll look at that later. It didn't seem like there were any particular rules about driftwood at the beach that I'm going to, but we'll see. I'll figure it out. Thank you for the heads up, though. I appreciate that. I do think that, like, Oregon periodically shuts down, like, you're not allowed to do bonfires very much. So I hadn't planned on doing that anyway. I guess I wasn't thinking of it being, like, a late enough in the day to burn driftwood, but hey. Yes, Kitty, I did. I was like, when is low tide going to be? And I was reading somewhere that said you should actually show up an hour before low tide because then you get like the full, basically 1 hour on either side of low tide are low tide conditions. So if you show up an hour beforehand, you have plenty of time to explore. And then when the tide starts to come back in, you have plenty of time to get the fuck out of there and not get like... There are some places where you can get like trapped on the beach because the tide came in and you can't get out. Oh yeah, bad fire issues in the summer, I'm sure. We do not allow bonfires on our beach. Yeah. Just the Tillamook beach. Night Bitch is out on Disney Plus. Night Bitch? What is this? I've never heard of this before. Oh man, and I finished watching the first season of Star Wars Andor, and we're going to record the episode for that next week. I'm very excited. Have to be careful of riptides. I saw someone saying that you should never turn your back on the ocean, even if you think it's low tide, because sometimes there might just be one random wave and it would like, it can like knock you over. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to go to a place where I like need to be sure that I have decent shoes on so that I don't fall, because everything's going to be wet. And like you have to keep your eye on the ocean because it might just randomly decide to knock you over. In Tillamook, there's 2 alcoves/caves on one stretch that you can get stuck in, and one that you can go ahead and die in if you don't pay enough attention. Woof. You can go surfing in Lake Superior. Ooh, that's fun. Night Bitch is a movie. Amy Adams as a new mom, kind of comedy horror. Very feminist, very cool. Oh, I love Amy Adams. Oh, she's cool. A black comedy horror film written and directed by Marielle Heller, based on the 2021 novel by Rachel Yoder. Okay, fun. I don't really like horror movies, so I probably won't watch it, but that's a good shout. Shout out to Amy Adams. She's the fucking best. It's a shame that burning driftwood is environmentally destructive because it is so pretty when it burns. Doesn't it burn like green? Like driftwood burns crazy colors? Oh my word, my fucking throat is so weird today. Oh, I didn't warm up at all. That's probably part of it. I'm gonna need more of that soon. Ooh, I still have coffee. Oh, God bless. I love it when I realize I still have coffee. Oh, by the way, everybody, I will be on Takis tomorrow. We don't have our full April schedule yet because Arden had to go out of town this past weekend for her other job. But yes, I'm going to be on the Transatlantic Call-In Show tomorrow at noon Pacific time. As always, I will tag it in the Discord if y'all want to come hang out. We love to do the call-in shows. If you don't like horror, you could still be okay with it. It's more weird than scary. Okay, cool. Nice. We're finally working our way through the rest of the Marvel movies that we haven't seen yet. We still need to watch Black Widow. I mean, dude, listen. I gotta complain for a minute, okay? Listen. Hit the like button, first of all. Second of all, I was kind of ready to be like, I'm checked out of Marvel movies. And then, like, my partner wants to watch a movie. I'll watch a movie with my partner. It doesn't really matter what the movie is, right? I'm not going to sit there and go, no, I won't watch Wakanda Forever with you. Fucking the lady who plays Shuri is super anti-mask, and I hate that. Whatever. Fucking I'm just going to watch the movie. Oh, no, my brain. I forgot what I was trying to say there. The ADHD has been crazy lately. Oh, yeah. I was leading into talking about Avengers 5. I was prepared to be like, I don't give a fuck about Avengers 5. But then they were like, by the way, we're going to get fucking Sir Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart in it. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, I didn't want to watch this movie. I didn't want to care about this movie, but I love them so much. And I love Magneto so much. And if that who is going to be in it, then I want to see it. We already saw Patrick Stewart in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because he played Professor Xavier just from a multiverse that is not the original one that we've been watching for the last 20 years. So I think if they're gonna have those two characters, it must be X-Men, right? They're not gonna have him play a different character. That would be fucking violently stupid. So yes, if I can see Sir Ian McKellen reprise his role as fucking Magneto, then yes, I'll watch your stupid goddamn movie. Fuck. Like, I'm so mad about it. Never turn your back. They are called sneaker waves. Always have one eye on the ocean. A sneaker wave can go 10 times farther onto the beach than the normal waves at that given time. The color comes from... Oh, the color of Driftwood comes from the salts and metals that are trapped in the wood, such as lithium, sodium, chlorine, sometimes cobalts, give you blues. Nice. Cool. But yes, I know. I've heard of sneaker waves. I'm going to be as prepared as possible. We're going to try to make sure nobody falls in anywhere. We're going to stick together. My younger sibling does not know how to swim, right? So that we're kind of limited in what we can do as far as the beach. I'm going to have to get them swim lessons this summer, I think, or something. Like, I don't know. How do you go about teaching an adult who doesn't know how to swim? That's a whole fucking thing that we have to figure out soon. Like, you know, I think that a lot of us go long periods of time in between experiences around the water. Sort of depends on where you live, right? But like Zinnia Jones, who we talked about last time because of her anti-theism tirade that she went on, which again, I think was understandable at the very minimum. But she had a near-death experience because she was unable to learn how to swim. Life vest helps. Well, yes. But she cannot learn how to swim. Like, for some reason, she just can't swim. She's tried and she just can't. And she was going on a kayaking trip. And the people who were renting out the kayaks were like, oh yeah, no, the water's only like 2 feet deep right now. It doesn't matter. And so they didn't send her with any flotation device. And the water was actually much higher and was less safe. And she ended up in the water and she almost drowned. And it was like a huge fucking thing. So I'm like, okay, even if most of the time you're not going to be around water, in the one situation, like, yeah, maybe you go to a birthday party and there's a swimming pool and somebody accidentally bumps you into the pool, and either it's now a fucking emergency or it's no big deal, you know? And so I think that everyone should know how to swim just in case. Just, you never know, right? Maybe you're crossing a bridge and another car slams into you and your car goes careening off the bridge and now you're in the fucking water and you got to escape. Like, okay, knowing how to swim, very important life skill. A life vest helps. Yes. I think probably that is, I tried to be like, here's kind of some basics of how to swim last summer, but I did not have a life vest. And I think that would probably help a lot. Maybe even help enough that you wouldn't need to get swim lessons. Just be like, yo, okay, here are the basic motions. You can start getting comfortable with the motions without feeling like you're going to drown, because your head is not going to go under the water if you're wearing a life vest. So that's probably a good place to start. Oh my God. Shakespeare says, as an adventure guide, so many people who do not know how to swim want to go whitewater rafting. Like, why, Taurus? Genuinely, do you have a death wish? Or are you just trying to get an insurance claim? Like, what are you doing here? It's nonsense. I was so excited about realizing that I had coffee earlier and then I didn't end up drinking any. We love to see that the channel is growing again, now that I'm posting political content on the regular again. Yeah, Jojo says, when you live on a planet that's mostly covered in water, probably a good idea to know how to swim. Whoa. Wow. Kitty says, I moved here and my first trip to the beach, I was greeted by a poster with a picture of a high school girl on it. She and her friends were taking pictures on a large log on the beach. She was up on top of it when a sneaker wave came along, lifted the 60-foot log off the beach, and she ended up underneath it when it settled. Sadly, I have not made it 1 year living here without hearing about someone dying a preventable death, often a toddler. Yeah, so yes, I was on like the tourism website of the city that I'm planning to go to, and it says on there, yeah, like, stay away from large pieces of driftwood. And I hadn't really thought about that. But yeah, like anything below the high tide line could be moving. Too bad it's not growing without political content. Well, Drea, to be fair, I was not posting regularly enough. Like, posting regularly does make a difference. But also, I had never changed the tags of the channel, which I didn't even think about until very recently. I was like, oh, wow, no, I guess the channel, there was like, you can go into the back end settings and basically give a bunch of keywords that are associated with your channel. So the keywords that are associated with my channel that I put there is like transgender, gender transition, non-binary, politics, leftist, reaction, commentary. Just go ahead and add one in there while I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I realized that like I should have changed all that stuff and see if it helped, but now I have the other channel. And like I have a fully fucking totally ready for me to edit it and upload it video essay, and I just haven't worked on it. And I have a garden video that would be very easy to put out, and I just haven't worked on it. I'm having a difficult time getting myself to work on the passion projects right now. Dude, physics is scary. It's true. Excuse me. Ah. Wow. Ian says in the UK, nearly every summer there's a news story of someone dying swimming in an abandoned quarry because when they fill up with water, they are super deep and super cold. Why do people do that? Like, what? Do y'all not have like regular places to go swimming? Why would you go swimming in an abandoned quarry? I just don't understand. I think it's going to be a good year. I think it's going to be a good summer. At least I'm hoping on a personal level, like it's going to be a good summer. So long as there isn't external intrusion. This is the thing about fucking being trans is like, yeah, life would be great if there was no external bullshit, but there is external bullshit all the time. Just peopling. Yeah. I'm gonna go take risks and swim in a fucking abandoned quarry. People do silly things all the time without considering the consequences. I guess this is, like, God has blessed me with anxiety because holy shit, are you fucking kidding me? Like, oh man. I'm blessed with a reasonable degree of risk assessment. Speaking as someone who grew up near ditches and bayous, if there is water, people will swim in it. Ooh. Viren, I don't know if this is accurate, and maybe you've seen this too. I seen a video of a woman in, I think it's Louisiana. She's saying like, here's how you know if there's gators in that water. Anyway, anytime you're in Louisiana, here's how you know if there's gators in that water. You walk up to that water, and she like bends down, and she puts her hand in the water, and she's like, you see that water wet? That's how you know there's gators in there. I was like, it's pretty funny. Like, all water has gators in it, functionally, is the message. Did you get your Costco membership yet? I looked into it, and I just don't think that I buy anything that I need to buy in bulk like that. Like, I do buy in bulk to some extent sometimes, but I just don't think there's anything at the Costco that is worth me having a membership to get it for those prices. So, it would be nice, but it's just not. I live in a rental, you know? Like, I do not have a lot of space. I don't have as many closets as I was hoping to have. Not wrong. Okay, not wrong. You see that water wet? That's how you know there's gators in there. I love king tide season. When is that? I need to know when king tide season so that I can not be at the ocean when it's that time. She says there's literally nothing in the world to make you pucker your butthole faster than seeing full-sized logs thicker than your car getting tossed around like toothpicks by those big waves. It's majestic and also makes you go, fuck. Yeah. The cheap pizza? Yeah, but it's like a fucking more than $100 a month for like a membership. When is King Tide season? We got a $300 Petco cat tree for like $80 through Costco. Yeah, I mean, that's good. Maybe I'll look into it again. I don't know. I just felt like, I don't know, maybe it was the wrong stuff I was looking for. I was thinking about my, weekly grocery run, and I was like, I can't go to Costco for like my weekly groceries. That's fucking crazy. I gotta like buy like 100 pounds of chicken breast all at one time. I do not have anywhere to put that. $59 annually. Okay, maybe I'm just like, maybe I was looking at the premium one, and it's like more than $100, but it's annually instead of every month. It's helpful to know someone with a Costco card. You can just go with someone. Yeah, I'll think about it. I mean, we're thinking about getting another cat. So it might be, if I need like a cat tower or something, or like more cat food. Honestly, avoid beaches from early November to mid-February. There is a break in the middle somewhere. Okay, so actually, like, the water is more dangerous over the winter? That's interesting. Much like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, where there is water in Louisiana, it's probably within 100 feet of some water, within 100 feet of a river with gators. Totally. That's very funny. I mean, it's amusing, but I know that it is not great for the communities down there. Oh man, I wonder if there's like is there like a hunting season for gators? Cuz like here, there's certain invasive species, like certain invasive mussels and like crabs that like you're encouraged to eat a shit ton of those. I wonder if there is any kind of like hunting regulations that are aimed at limiting the population of gators. Higher tides in the winter on average. Okay, cool. Is this a good time of year to be visiting the ocean? I feel like we would be getting in like just before the tourist season starts. When does the tourism season start? If you live somewhere with a beach. Gators are actually pretty docile. Oh, it's the crocs you gotta watch out for, right? The cave I was talking about where you can go to die is only really safe from April to September. The tides do not get low enough the rest of the year usually. Yeah, so I just feel like I'm not gonna go in a cave, period. But like double, triple not gonna go in a cave that is a water cave. It's like fucking top 5 ways to die. Like, not like top 5 in terms of how many people die from it each year or anything, but like top 5 things you can do that will very likely result in you dying. Like, number 1, shooting yourself in the head. Number 5, going anywhere near a water cave. Like, it's just a very good chance of you dying when you do that specifically. My bulk purchases would be paper goods like TP, paper towels, disposable cutlery. I guess I would have to really look into it and be like, if I spend $60 on a Costco membership, how much toilet paper am I going to buy over the course of the year? Is that like $60? Like, am I really going to save $60 on those kind of bulk purchases if I was like shopping at Walmart or something? I don't know. And I know the cheap pizza. Oh, and they've got the hot dogs. Isn't there like a special hot dog at the Costco, or am I thinking of Home Depot? I might be thinking of some Home Depots. There's 40 people in here, and I bet some of you in here have not yet hit the like button. It's an immediate benefit to the show. Today is our kind of we're just chilling and talking about whatever stream. We focus up on the politics on Sundays, because part of fighting the good fight is knowing when to take a step back. That's what we do on Wednesdays. We take a little step back. We say, oop, I do not need to think about Elon Musk today. I do not need to think about him. and then you don't, and then your life is better, isn't it? Costco gas often quite a bit cheaper too. Not sure if it will recoup the $60 a year, but depends on how much you drive. Sure. I simply would not die in a water cave. Mermaids would save me. True, Noah. True. Costco has the cheap hot dogs. You can shop Costco online with some delivery services. Yeah, no, I know. For sure. Gators are a keystone species with few natural predators in their environments. Humans are useful to population control, but they honestly are cannibalistic, especially when they get large. So they kind of self-curtail. The only reason I risk the cave is that it is an amazing cave for singing fantastic acoustics. That sounds fun. What about Roseburg? Roseburg is super far south, isn't it? Costco pizza is the best pizza. Okay. If you have a gift card to Costco, they have to let you in to spend it. Yeah, maybe that's the one thing I'll do. I'll get myself a Costco gift card, and then I'll go in, and I'll be able to explore whether it's worth, like, what do they have anything good? I'm not sure if a whole Costco pizza is still like $10. Those things were massive. Guys, I don't know why, but I've been so hungry today. I have eaten plenty today, but I'm still like really hungry. I don't know what the deal is. I'm craving something and I'm not sure what it is. But like, don't talk about pizza too much because I'm like fucking hungry. And like dinner isn't until like 7 or something. 2 hours north to me. Oh, I was thinking of, well, Roseburg. Is that in Washington? Are you like all the way in Washington at that point? Yes, I know that they support diversity initiatives at Costco. Cheap electronics at Costco. I've bought multiple TVs there. Have you bought multiple TVs there because the TVs keep breaking? I'm mostly joking. East Northeast. Okay. Yeah, I thought Roseburg was like in the southern valley. I don't remember. Or like, I thought it was like southern Oregon, but I can't remember. What can I say? I'm an artist and I will risk for the best art. I don't even record. I just love being inside the cave and singing. Yeah. No, they do not keep breaking. I pass on the old TV to my mom. Okay, fair. For my grocery reasons, I cannot justify going to Costco. I might be able to justify going to Costco if it's something, yeah, like if potentially. Okay. I have fucking the Little Mermaid song stuck in my head right now. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Don't get me, YouTube copyright. I swear to God. What are you allowed to do? 6 seconds? Like, technically, 6 seconds is the limit? I never understood that. My friend and I were stopped at the door. The new to Costco person ought to be able to enter once to check it out and see if they actually want membership. Oh, soap? Soap? Okay. You know what? I'm going to forget this later, so I'll just go ahead and pull it up now. I'll just see, like, okay, what is at the Costco? We'll see. I know they have a pharmacy. I've seen some people say that Costco pharmacy is one of the only ones that get Novavax. So, like, Novavax is the better option for vaccines for COVID. I got a Lilo and Stitch Christmas sweater today at GameStop. Did you know that I have 2 Stitch plushies? I have 2 Stitch plushies, and I have... This is a Christmas ornament that my dad got for me, or my dad and my stepmom, I guess. Is Stitch. I got the original Stitch, and I don't know what happened to it. I think that I like left it. I had like a move, and some of my stuff got water damaged, and so I lost my original Stitch. You can also get Novavax at Target. Okay, cool. Oh no, the ear is coming out. No, no, get back in there. Why? It must have fallen or something at some point. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to glue that back in. No, don't do that. Okay, stay. The only reason that I originally had the Stitch doll was because it was a gift from Christmas, and it just happened to fit really perfectly against my chest for when I was sleeping. So my dad ended up getting me the same Stitch doll off of eBay, and then my partner got me a Stitch doll, and then my dad and my stepmom got me or maybe that was in a different order, but they got me the ornament. So like, it's one of those things where like someone gets it in their head that you like that thing in general, when in actuality, it was just that the plushie happened to be Stitch and was the correct shape for me to like hold against my chest and fit under my chin and fit between my boobs and like cuddle. Plants at the Costco? Oh no, I hadn't even thought about that. I don't. Oh, I kind of only have like one plant right now that I'm confident is alive, and it is a spider plant pup that I got from a plant swap since I moved here, because I think that the rest of my plants may have just completely died. Wow. Man, they clean the air. Man, I want snake plants. I love having a house that is just covered in snake plants, and they clean the air and they oxygenate. And like, no, it is not enough oxygen to actually like supply a human being with oxygen. It's been tested. We know that. But still, come on. Is there like a garden center at the fucking Costco? There's floral. Patio, lawn, and garden. Landscaping, greenhouses. Plants, bulbs, and seeds. No. Okay. Fucking, all right. 300 toilet roll pallet. Yes. $14 orchids and a pint of real vanilla with the alcohol for $11. Jeez. Oh man, I would love to get like a big orchid. I've only ever gotten like small orchids. Like, I mean, I've rarely had orchids that are much bigger than that one. And like, to be clear, this is me touching it. It is not that big. But I would kind of love to have like just an enormous orchid. I love orchids so much. They're so pretty. Yeah, I'll just buy myself a Costco gift card and like walk in, and we'll see how it goes. Like I'll make my partner come with me. I'll be like, "Hey babe, do you want to go walk around Costco for like an hour and a half?" And he'll probably be like, "Bet, that sounds great." That's get you a yes and kind of partner who's like, "Yeah, I'll go with you." I've been like, "I want to go to the beach. I want to go to the beach." And my partner was finally like, "Dude, let's go to the beach this weekend." And I was like, oh, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah, but you have to plan it though." And I was like, "Fine. We just get to go where I want to go and then leave." I have 3 snake plants. Yeah, I had like a ton of snake plants, and I sold some of them. I tried to bring one of them with me, and I'm pretty sure I killed it. I actually technically had 2 snake plants because one of them was a spiky one. It's still a Sansevieria. It was just a different subspecies or whatever. Yeah, they got me with the plants, Ian. I know. Bleh. Okay. For some reason, Zypation, I thought that you guys were like in Tillamook, but you're way south of that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. I thought that you guys were like further north. I left a link in the Discord stream chat. Ooh, yes. Let's do a little let's look at whatever it is that Drea has shared, and then let's look at some Feed the Dragon. Let's look at some of that today, because we haven't looked at it in a while. Ooh. Oh. I don't know. Oh, I can't do lilies. I have a cat. I can't have lilies. Lilies are extremely toxic to cats, unfortunately. I wouldn't even really want to have them outside because I would be worried that like a, stray cat would go near my lilies. Yes, but let's look at Feed the Dragon. If you happen to have any pictures of your pets or anything that you want to put in there, let's look at some cat stuff. Let's look at some user submissions. Okay, yes, I do remember looking at that. Hostage situation. Uh-oh. That feel when you can't get any work done because kitty in the way. Adorbs. Oh no, this is the end. That's from Strange Kitten. They said, this is the end for me. He's weaponizing his cuteness. Baby! I got some of them for my mom. Figured they could be put in large pots that the cats won't get into. Well, I'm about to maybe get a kitten. So I'm like, I really don't want to risk like getting a kitten and then have them immediately like get into a plant that they shouldn't get into because I haven't trained them not to do that yet. And then the cat just dies. Like, that would be bad. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Darkly Yours. Dragon porn for a game, from a game. Nyx loves fresh laundry. What a baby. It's so warm, the fresh laundry. How could you possibly deny the opportunity to sit in the warm clothes? Yeah, no, lilies are gorgeous, for sure. What is the comment? The comment was, the children are ensuring that I cannot do any work on the computer. Now there's another one. No. You're just so warm and fuzzy. So warm. It wasn't a game, it was dragon porn from 13 plus anime. Yeah. Nice. Yes, and it was from a while ago. We haven't done Feed the Dragon since I moved. So there's quite a bit of build up here. The girl is sleepy. Oh, what an eepy girl. That looks comfy though. Wonderful. I love it when my cat does this. He does this too. He like, he gets he does a little one of these. And I'm like, you have no business being that cute, you son of a bitch. Okay, so the lead up to this picture... Oh, okay, I figured it out. Thank you, Zypation. Tier 2 sub, no comment. Thank you. That's very nice. Making sure you... Oh, you must have just run out, huh? Sha-na-na-na-na, don't stop it now. You got to... Hold on. What is the words to that? I don't know. Don't try to hide it how you wanna kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be scared. You got the mood prepared. Go on and kiss the girl. Sha-na-na-na-na, don't stop it now. Don't try to hide it how you wanna kiss the girl. Okay, tier 2 sub. Adding that to the goal total. So that is $22 for today. Buff, 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 buff. Okay, come back, chat. I miss you. Miss you. Country Lux when? I mean, what? Do we have requests? Like, I don't know. That's just what I have stuck in my head right now. Anyway, this poem that Strange Kitten has included says, he blind, he meow at noobs, but most importantly, he cuddle boobs. That's cute. It was supposed to be a gifted sub. Oops. Thank you anyway. But like, yeah, what country do I sing The Giver? I get the job done. I get the job done. There's some country for you. Bear breaks into Colorado house, plays the piano, but not very well. He's trying his fucking best, you bitch. Ridiculous. Yeah, Prince Eric cannot understand the animals, therefore the swamp was just losing its entire mind, screeching and squawking at him. Yeah, if you think about it, it's like there's just a bird going like, rah, rah, rah. And he's like, Jesus Christ. That's gotta be so off-putting. Yeah, the boob cuddles was cute. Aw. Kitty posted recently some pictures of her sewing setup. That's nice. Ooh, that might be the same sewing machine that I have. Or it's very similar to the sewing machine that I have. I got the heavy duty because I was like, I want to be able to handle like some tougher things. I need one of these. I almost bought one of these recently. But even on sale, it was like $50 for one of these like mats where you can cut fabric on. Yeah, I definitely don't have like enough room to have a proper sewing setup, but that looks lovely. Big fan. Big fan of that. Oh, we got plants trailing across the ceiling. Cute. That's nice. That's a very cool looking cactus. Is that a flower? Is this the flowering cactus? Because it looks weird. It looks like different down here versus up here. Is cactus flower? Or is that just part of the cactus? Why does it look so different from the top to bottom? I don't understand. Oh, is that a spider living in there? Oh, baby. The world's tiniest spider is living in my office right now. It like periodically like drops down. It's just living on my ceiling, I guess. It drops down like right in front of my monitor. It's done it twice. The only cure to song stuck in head is to sing it or play all lyrics. That doesn't always work for me. Sometimes I'm just like, and now a different part of the song is stuck in my head. I'm like, kill me. The problem is I get songs stuck in my head that I don't care about. Like my partner will be like he's on a kick where he's like Sweeney Todd and he's playing Sweeney Todd and then I end up with fucking Greenfinch and Linnet Bird stuck in my head. And I'm like, I don't even want to listen to this song. But at least if it's songs that I care about, like I want to listen to them, it's not nearly so bad. Like I'll wake up in the morning and be like, Pink Pony Club, I'm gonna keep on dancing. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's a great start to my day. I do not mind that. When it's music that I don't actually want to listen to, though, that's when it gets really fucking annoying. There's always something, though. It's almost never that I'm like, no, there's no music in my brain. That's two cactuses grafted to each other. It's called coral cactus. Oh, that's cool. I love that. I just wanted you to sing something deeper. I mean, oh God, what's gonna come to mind when it's like sing something deeper? I don't know that I have anything off top that's deeper that I'm like, I want to sing that right now. I don't know if you've noticed this, but even among pop music, the boys do not have deep voices. So when your voice gets deeper, it's like, oh, now I can't sing anything except country, basically. Ooh, Viren made a delicious looking cake or pastry. What is it? Does it have apple filling? It kind of looks like it might have, or is it a different flavor on each part? but it looks like it's filled. It's like a pastry dough filled with something and then like icing and sprinkles. That looks fucking fire. That's so yummy. I get the job done. We just have a bunny. We have bunny. That's nice. Little baby bunny. Oh no, I accidentally made chat go away again. Come back. Hello. New Orleans. Oh, king cake for New Orleans. Okay, no. Yeah, cool. I've had king cake before. It's been a long time. Pecan and brown sugar filling. Ay, ay, ay. Yes, the bunnies are good. Bunnies. Oh, we just got a nice little plant set up. Oh, see, these, I love these snake plants with the, like, broad leaves with the, like, light color. So first of all, like, spider plant, nice. Looking a little droopy. This, it's got this, like, lighter color on the outside. Those are, like, my favorite of these flat-leaved Sansevieras. And then this is more Sansevieria over here. You got so many snake plants in this corner. That's pretty. Sea shanties are better than country. I mean, I guess the response to that is like, soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. Right? Like that's the right answer. "16 Tons" is a great lower range song by Tennessee Ernie Ford, folksy but not really country. I mean, I've got all kinds of songs that I am like, oh, I know a bassist who sang that song one time. Or like, you can always do the Long Black Train. That's always an option. Ooh, the winter setup. Kitty on a treadmill. She does not understand the purpose of this. I'm just assuming the gender of your cat. Sorry, not sorry, darkly yours. Look at that. That cat looks like it's about to cause trouble. You look like you're about to cause trouble, sir. You're like looking at something out the window or you're about to attack someone. You look like you're about to launch yourself across the room. I know, only when the tonguing is done. You can embrace the deep voice way more in shanties. I mean, it just sort of depends, right? Like anything you can harmonize down. Oh my god, look at the snoot! Just like... What a fucking goober. Huskies are such goobers. Oh, we're running to the end. Shakespeare is the most recent post. Kitty! Baby! Ah! What a gorgeous little babe. My roommate's cat only sits on trans women. That's the caption. You got both the cat's genders right, actually. I don't know what it is, but I can tell. I don't know why, but I can tell. We went somewhere recently and the person who checked us out at the checkout was obviously trans to my eye. And we left and I was like, hey, my people are everywhere. And he was like, oh, so you think you can tell? He was joking. He was like, oh, you're just assuming this person's gender. And I was like, aha. He didn't actually say that. He was just like, you just think you can always tell, huh? And I was like, yes, I can. I am perfect, actually. Responding to my partner really quick. Mithy. Oh, that's the baby's name? The gray cat? Oh, what a gorgeous babe. Babe. See, now I've got the Wellerman stuck in my head. The wind blew harder, bow dip down below, my bully boys blow. Wellerman come. I just like being a fucking goob sometimes. Oh man, Val Kilmer, right? I haven't seen Val Kilmer in anything in a while, but he was only 65. Isn't that crazy? I mean, you know, he died from a pneumonia-related complication, which just means he died from fucking COVID. But whatever, anyway. It's just gonna, you know, it's gonna be interesting, because I know that, excuse me, I know that a lot of, like, celebrities used to die pretty young because of all the cocaine that they would do. It seemed to me like we were coming out of that a little bit. I mean, of course, like, you know, Carrie Fisher died partially because of having used drugs a bunch, and probably also because of her weight yo-yoing back and forth because of her, you know, need to be in movies, and, like, you know, needing to fit a certain aesthetic in order to be in the movies, and then having mental health issues outside of that, and, like, gaining and losing weight because of that. But yeah, I was kind of feeling like maybe we're going to kind of come out of that, and so more celebrities are going to live longer, but instead everybody's dying from COVID-related complications now. So, yay. I don't need to be on here anymore. I can leave that. I don't need to be there. I was on the YouTube back end, and I'm like, oh, I don't need to be there anymore. I like that John Green says the word skeet. That's pretty great. He calls posts on Blue Sky skeets. If Christian Bale makes it to 70, I'll be surprised. Dude, honestly, he yo-yos back and forth so intensely. It's wild. Okay, I think that I need to take just a little break. I just want to get more water and go to the bathroom and stuff. Like, I'll just take a quick little maybe a little bit more than 5 minutes, but probably not much more than 5 minutes. I will put Jazz Dog back on for you to listen to, and I'll be back shortly. So, ideally, don't go anywhere, but I will not cry if you do. So, back soon. Wow. I love Jazz Dog's music. It's like, really goes harder than is necessary. We've just been listening to this one album on his Bandcamp. I do not know Jazz Dog's pronouns. On Jazz Dog's Bandcamp, there is like this entire album. Like this digital album is only $10 for, there's like 16 songs on it. And I've just been like playing it. Like, is not stealing, by the way. He's totally cool with it. In fact, I started doing this because he was like, oh, I love that Riverboat Jack plays my music during her streams. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll play your music during my streams and I'll just credit you and everything will be hunky-dory. So, yeah, we love supporting local community folks in our local chat communities online. You saying the word local there. It's not really what I meant, but you know what I mean. Well, do we want to, let's try at least one run of Quiplash, okay? I think I would like to try at least playing one little game of Quiplash. Jazz Dog is he, him, hella based. True! I will accept that you might know more about this than I do, per his based Twitter account. Okay, cool. Cool. If you would like to play Quiplash with me and the Horties, get out your mobile devices because you will be using them. Yep. I know it's not on screen, by the way. You don't have to tell me that. I'll put it on screen in a second. First, we have to connect to the Jackbox Game Services. So on your mobile device, you go to jackbox.tv in your browser, okay? And then there's gonna be a 4-digit code that I will give you. I'll turn it on the screen and you can type it in, and only 8 people can join. Now, there might not be 8 of you who want to join, and that's fine. I'm not gonna be mad about that. Oh my god, this is so loud in my ear. I'm just gonna turn it on really quiet from my speakers. Okay, and then it won't pick up for you. Okay, does anybody want to do this? I just want to try one round, and I want to get like 3 people in here. So like me and 3 other people. So if you want to join, the code that you want to type in is PCHL on jackbox.tv on your phone. Or I guess you could probably do it on your desktop too, but it's meant to be done on your phone. So. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. Anyway. Hey! Oh, okay. Baphomet, thank you. Drea, hello. Looks like it works on the computer. Okay, so it works on the computer. You can. Okay, that's 2 people. We'll play a little party game. We'll see how it goes. I'm in the mood to be entertained. I would like my spirit to be lifted. No worries, Nuvenol, that's okay. Don't feel like you have to join. I just would like to try this out as a little option. And I know that if there's only 30 of you here now, then you're like the core group, you know? It's PCHL. It should be on the screen. PCHL. I'll give you guys a few minutes to get this going. Because I know some of y'all are like trying to figure it out. We've gone from Lux entertaining us to us entertaining Lux. Well, I mean, I figure if my spirit's being lifted, then yours will as well. There is something to, like, laughter being a shared experience. There have been times where I feel like I've laughed more in person than I have for, like, the same types of jokes that I'm hearing online, you know? Like, when you're sitting alone, you get more of that, like, snorting through your nose thing. But when you're in person, it's like, oh, we're collectively laughing. Like, this is a shared moment. Okay, that's, I think, more than enough people. So I'm prepared to get going. You also need to join. Oh, I have to do it on my phone too? Oh man, that's annoying. I forgot about that part. So it's only a maximum of me and 7 other people. It would have been funny if, like, so many other people joined that, like, I couldn't even join my own game. Okay, there I joined. Yeah, I guess I could just not play. Is there one more person that wants to get in before we get going? It's okay if not. I'll give like another minute or two, and then we'll see what happens. I feel like this is a pretty decent group. Having seen you all in chat before. Oh, it's just automatically starting now. Okay, I didn't click that. That was automatic, because I guess it was just like, it will only wait a certain amount.
Hi, I am Josh Schmitty Schmitzenstein, your court-ordered host of Quiplash. All right, you guys, hold on to your butts and also your phones, because here we go. This is round 1. 2 prompts will appear on your device, which you can answer in any clever or not clever way you want. Everyone will choose between your answer and someone else's and decide who wins. You score based on the percentage of players who like your answer. Plus, there are winners' bonuses at stake. Go!
Okay, and there is a little bit of a stream delay, probably, but watch your phones, because it will still show up on your phone at the correct time. Oh no, now I have to remember how to be funny. Uh-oh. Okay, my answer was really wrong on that one. Oh, and you have to do 2 prompts in the time that it's giving us. So like 40 seconds for each prompt. Okay. As an autistic, my funny tends to not jive with most others. I know! Sometimes I'm like, I don't know whether I'm funny or not. I think I'm very funny, but I don't know how well it translates. So we'll find out how well it translates.
Okay, it's time
Maybe
for some
that's the secret
Quiplash.
reason why I don't like Quiplash.
The first prompt is,
I'm just not funny.
what do kittens dream of?
What do kittens dream of? Wet food
Okay,
or
voting time.
kitchen
Pick your
table
favorite.
polydynamics being on table? I like that one. Okay, and then you vote on your device. And also, if you're not in the game, I think you can still vote by, like, pulling out your phone and, like, viewing the game with the same code. So even if you're not playing, you can still vote. Like, there's a whole thing where this works, like, with multiple
Next up,
angles of audience participation.
an idea for Lady Gaga's next crazy outfit, a blank dress.
Okay, a peacock dress or
It's
a
voting
plankton
time.
dress for Lady Gaga's next crazy outfit. I like plankton. I think that's a great option. Influencing the voting. Yeah. Plankton.
Coming up next,
The absolute
Time
worst
to vote.
moment for a bird to poop on you, right when you're dropping her off after first D, or at dinner. Okay. I think the first one got cut off. Or just at dinner. Oh, is it gonna be even? Oh, I only got 2 votes. That was mine. Right when you're dropping her off after first date is what it was
Next
supposed to
in
say when I
line,
ran out of characters. I didn't know
the
how
worst
long it would let me
name
go.
for a big and tall store.
The worst name for a big and tall store.
on your
Balls
devices.
or way too much? I mean, they're both pretty bad. They're both pretty bad. I guess balls. I don't know. Okay. I was not the popular one on that one.
Next one. What an alarm clock could say that would wake you right up.
Oh my. Meow or
It's
stop
voting
laying
time.
in bed? I guess stop laying in bed. I saw someone say they need to make an alarm clock that makes the sound of your cat throwing up in the other room because nothing would get your ass out of bed faster. And I was like, that's really good. Way too much kills me. Oh, that one was even. Okay.
And next,
So if it was
The secret
even
to a
and
happy
then the
life.
audience had voted with the code PCHL,
time to vote.
your vote, you would be the tiebreaker in the audience if you joined. The secret to a happy life is cheese or happy wife. Cheese or happy wife. I mean, you can be fascinated by cheese. Give a woman a piece of cheese and she will be fascinated. Oh, happy wife didn't win. That was mine. I thought that was funny. I was like, I'm just gonna do a conservative thing.
Okay, next one. Why did the mortician cross the road?
Why did the mortician cross the road
It's
to get to
voting
McDonald's? IDK, come, LOL. Okay, Baphomet. You ran out of brain time for that one? I don't have a wife. Sads. Cheese it is. Oh, okay, fair. My cat tears up paper. Oh my god, that's annoying. Nice. Good job, Darkly. How did you know? I
Round
just
one
knew.
is in
You're
the books.
predictable.
Let's see the scores.
I was like, only one person would do that in this group. It's Baphomet. That was good.
It's
Okay, now
now
round
time
two.
for round two. Everything is worth double, twice as much.
Points are doubled. Okay, time starts. Oh no. Okay, I'm thinking. This is a really interesting question. My first one was pretty quick, but this one I'm having to really think about. Oh, people are bored as fuck by this. People are leaving for the game part. Uh-oh. It's so, I never would have guessed that people would be more interested in hearing me just talk about nothing important than they would be interested in, like, watching us play a game together. That's fascinating. Good to know. Good to know for future reference. I'm proud of my answer for the second prompt. I feel like both of mine were pretty good this time. I think the second one was stronger, but they were both pretty good. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, someone didn't get their answers
First
in.
up,
Oh no!
The worst thing you could stick in a toaster.
The worst thing you could stick in a toaster. Hair product
everyone,
or
vote
your
for your
friend's
favorite.
passport. I mean, they're both pretty bad. Does it relate to coming? Listen, I can be funny without having to resort to these things. I think my second one got cut off. Yeah. It does occur sometimes. Oh, your friend's passport. Yup. Good job, Drea. That was a good one.
And next is a good
If it
name
wasn't
for
1
a
a.m. here, I'd be
dog
playing.
country singer.
Ooh, yeah, no worries. A good name for a country...
Vote on your
for a
devices.
dog country singer. They Took My Human or Garth Boofs. Oh, but if you do, you can join the audience and you can still vote as an audience member, and that will, like, break ties and stuff if the people here voting vote for a tie. Oh, come on. I thought Garth Boofs was really funny. I was like, oh shit, I need to remember the name of a country music
Okay,
person so
next
that I
one.
can do a play
Something
on an
that should
existing
never be
country music
homemade.
person. Something that should
voting
never be
time.
homemade. Human leather, always buy from the store. Humam leather. Or Bad Dragon XL Chance. Ooh, those are both good. Those are both good. Thank you! Thank you! That was mine. Human leather. Always buy from the store. I was proud of that one. You should never do it homemade. Always buy from the store.
Next in line, make up a name for a silent film porno from the 1920s.
Make up a name for a silent film porno from the
Time to
1920s.
vote.
Nosferatu or Gilded Dolls? I mean, yeah. I think there's... one of those is really strong. Oh, tied. Nosferatu and Gilded Dolls both tied. I voted for Nosferatu.
Next one, something that will get you thrown out of a Wendy's.
Something that will get you thrown out of Wendy's. Demanding to fight Chuck Norris for them, or, oh, that was the one that got cut off for Shakespeare. So, by default, Byron won that one. I like the options in general this
Next
round
up,
more. Maybe we were a little
the
bit
last
warmed
person
up.
you'd consider inviting to your
warmed
birthday
up.
party. It's voting time.
The last person you'd consider inviting to your kid's party. I mean, Jesus seemed like a cool dude, right? He seemed like a chill guy. Aside from him being dead and possibly fictional. Kissinger. Overwhelmingly. Good job, Byron. That was a good one. It's so violent.
Coming up next, a new word for people that drive too slow in the fast lane.
Democrat or
Vote on your
snail?
devices.
I think there's an obvious answer there. Yeah, Jesus gives you wine. Jesus washes your feet for you. You know, he's a cool dude. Very relaxing to be around. Oh, splits even. Oh, there's 2 voters in the... Yeah, I told you, you can break the tie because the audience favorite. Nice. Oh, missed the vote. My phone is like
That's
vibrating
the end of
anytime
round 2. Let's take a look at the scores.
the voting starts. Ooh, Shakespeare. You won the first round. Oh, Byron is now at the top. There's one more round, I think. Round 3.
Welcome to the last
I
lash.
couldn't think of a
the
1920s
final
pun
round.
quick enough. My
Stakes are
favorite
triple. There's
1970s
just one
porno, though, is
prompt,
an
and you're
X-rated Muppet
all
movie
getting
called
it.
Let My Puppets Come. Hilarious.
Your last lash prompt is
I have a lot of words
name
for slow
a
people in
board
the fast
game
lane.
designed
Neither
to
of these
give
are it.
children nightmares.
Wait, a board game designed to give children nightmares. Okay. It's okay, Shakespeare. It's not a big deal. Oh, on
All
desktop,
right,
there's no
here's the board.
notification. Oh, okay.
Okay, in round 3, you get to
Okay.
award 3 votes. You can give them all to one answer or spread them out.
Okay, so I have 3 votes I can give out. Mouse Execution, Sweetly Dreams Barney, Monopoly, Keep Your Toys Safe, Nightmare on Your Street, Adulthood, or Shoots and Stabbers. I think I did really good on this one. I'm gonna be a little bit annoyed if I don't get a lot of votes. I think I'm very funny. Sweetly Dreams Barney got 1. Okay. Monopoly got 2 votes. Nice, nice. That's a good one. Keep Your Toys Safe got 2. Mouse Execution got 2 votes. Nightmare on Your Street got 3 votes. Monopoly is a nightmare in its own right, truly. 5 votes to adulthood, and 1 audience vote to adulthood. Shoots and stabbers. Oh, I got all 3 of Baphomet's votes. Nice. Nice. Shoots and stabbers. That was me.
That's it.
I feel like that was
Let's
really
take a look
good.
at the final scores.
I feel like that's very funny. Oh, Byron. Nice. Nice. Good going. That was fun. That was fun. Top answers of the game. Kitchen table polydynamics, being on table. Right when you're dropping her for her first date. Oh no! I like it when it plays the credits for longer. But it didn't want to play the credits. It wants to just start a new game. Do we want to do another one? Or are we content to pause for now? I mean, I thought that was amusing. I found that fun. Again, we only have 26 viewers now, so apparently it's not the most engaging content I've ever created. But, At least Baphomet is down for another one. How are we feeling? What's the temperature in the room? Drea is already in for another one. Winning an award in my forms of comedy high school English class has finally paid off. Yes. All right. Let me log in. Let me make sure I get my spot, and then I'll open it back up. All right. So I'll put it back up here. Jackbox.tv. If you want to actually play, join right now. The code is BSDO. BSDO on Jackbox.tv. You can do it on your phone or your desktop computer. And then even if it fills up, if there's anybody else who still wants to participate, you can go to the same thing, use the same code, and you can vote as an audience member, and you'll help do breaking ties and stuff like that. We got Noelle in here this time. No worries, kitty. That's okay. Okay, we have room for one more person. If you want to get in, now's the time. I will wait to be in the audience this time around. Fair enough. Gotta preserve the ego. Yeah. You won the first one. You gotta hold on for the second one. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just click everybody's in, and then if anybody wants to join, oh wait, why? Where is the everybody's in? Why can I not? What are you talking about? Unless everybody's in. It doesn't say that I can do that on my computer or on my phone. It doesn't have a start game option. Oh, there it is. Finally. I don't know why it wasn't working at first. Anyway, so now at this point, if you want to join the audience, you can still go to Jackbox.tv, type in BSDO as the code.
Hey there, Schmitty here.
And you can just vote and not participate.
Here, yes.
In the actual answers.
Oh, I've got a good feeling about this. I'm sorry, I was talking to my tater tots again. Let's go.
Oh man, I would love tater tots. That would be delicious.
Time for round one. You get points.
Oh, the first
based on
joiner starts the game. Okay, it's you, Baphomet.
And a bonus if you get more votes than your opponent. Go.
I'll have to make sure I remember that in the future. My first answer, I feel like, was very strong and very funny. I don't know how I'm going to do with the second one, though. Well, I have another 50 seconds to consider this one question, and how do I make it funny? Okay, I feel like the second one was pretty strong too. The thing about Jackbox games, it's hard to give non-game commentary during them. Yeah, no, totally, yeah. The commentary is entirely about the game. Fair enough, yeah. Really resisting the urge to put cum as my second answer. Listen, you gotta keep things somewhat clean. This is still a YouTube show, okay? YouTube doesn't always like it when you're funny. They have issues sometimes. 2, 1, 0. Oh, somebody missed putting their answers in this time.
First one. If you were allowed to name someone else's baby
Oh, okay,
any weird
cool.
thing you wanted, what would you name it?
Okay, if you were allowed to name someone else's
Okay, pick
baby
your
any
favorite.
weird thing you wanted, what would you name it? Free labor or Gregory Whipplesnitz? I don't know how to feel about either of those answers. Oh, we've got some audience votes. Oh, I didn't get my vote in. I pressed it, but I guess it just didn't register it right at the end. I was gonna vote for Gregory Whipplesnitz. I'm sorry, I missed it. Free labor, I was like, that's a weird answer.
Something it's not a good idea to put in the overhead bin on an airplane.
My vape
Time to vote.
or Samuel L. Jackson. Something that's not a good idea to put in the overhead bin on an airplane. I'm gonna lose my vape. I don't vape anymore. I used to. Thank you. Yes, Samuel L. Jackson, that was a funny answer, right? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Coming up next, a little-known nickname for New Orleans.
Pukey
It's voting
Sparkletown
time.
or New Snorlands. Burn! It's boring. That's the burn. New Snorlands. Yeah, this is fun. But this is definitely something that we'll have to do on nights where we're comfortable with the stream not being very busy. Oh, the audience shifted that one. Okay.
Next up, trash talk you would hear at a chess meet.
Trash talk you would hear at a chess meet. There is no future for your king, or no answer. Okay, Drea won by default.
Okay, next one. The number one reason penguins can't fly.
Penguins can't fly because
Vote
there
on
are
your
too many
devices.
earthly attachments, or they're too busy dancing 2000s hits. Those are both really good. New Orleans is many things, but boring and inducing snores is not one of them. New Orleans, as I call it. Haha. Yeah, too many earthly attachments was a very strong answer, Shakespeare.
Next one.
What
Time
should
to
we do
vote.
with all of the plastic that won't disintegrate? Build Musk a submarine or dragon dildos? Dragon dildos again. Again with the bad dragon. Ugh. I'm just here to put my thumb on the scales. True. Aw, man. Come on, build Musk a submarine. You're telling me that's not the funny. Okay, dragon dildos. You know, it's hard to argue.
And next is something that would not work well as a dip for tortilla chips.
Something that would not work as a dip for tortilla chips.
It's
really
voting
resisting
time.
the urge not to type gum or magma. Oh no. Oh gosh. Yep. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Oh, that was fun. That was good.
That's the end of
Is it
round
round
one.
3?
Let's take a look at the scores.
Or was that round 1? Oh yeah, that's round 1. Okay. It was a roller coaster. Aye. Yes. I am funny.
Round 2 is straight
Yeah.
ahead, and that means all points are doubled.
Okay. Okay, first answer, I feel like that was pretty strong. Second answer was not as strong. In my humble opinion, my second one was not as strong, but we'll see. If you have one joke you're trying to avoid overusing, it sure doesn't help when the question is perfectly suited to that joke. Yes. We're looking at maybe getting some good ones. 22 seconds remaining to get those in. I know that there's such a delay, me saying 22 seconds, that probably is not even helping anything. And my answers are amazing. It's not my fault nobody else has such refined taste and humor. It doesn't surprise me at all that if you all are here with me, that you would be responding this way to my answers.
A crazy thing to find during a colonoscopy.
Crazy thing to find during a colonoscopy. Narnia.
Okay, everyone, vote for your favorite.
You know, both of those are funny. Both of them are funny answers. I think we're gonna end up rewarding bad behavior today. I think that's what we're learning, is that we reward bad behavior. Oh, the audience broke the tie. All right. Yep, my cock. That one was... That's what I voted for. Yeah, there's some low-hanging fruits here. But yeah, I know. Like, Quiplash is one of the older games of
Vote on your devices.
A good use for toenail clippings, underwater basket weaving, or Elon's lunch. Hehehehe. So, like, maybe a newer Jackbox game would have some fresher feeling questions, because, like, some of these questions aren't as fresh feeling. You missed it. No, Baphomet.
Okay, next one. What two words would passengers never want to hear a pilot say?
Does anyone know how to fly this thing? Or, oh, interesting. I think, oh, interesting. That's what I'm voting for anyway. I was not referring to Jackbox. Oh, the answers are low-hanging fruit. Sure, yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, oh, interesting has won all of the votes. Sorry, Tubian, your answer was good, but the other one was way more. Yeah, it was so punchy.
And next is the worst thing to find growing on your neck.
Did it say two words specifically?
It's voting time.
Oh, I was not even paying attention. The worst thing to find growing on your neck. A beard or another neck. As a trans Eagle Scout, I'm all about the underwater basket weaving. Nice. Does it just, like, help you do the weaving without the grass breaking? Yeah, another neck won that one. Although I understand why you said a beard.
Next one. The biggest downside to living in hell.
Biggest downside to living in hell.
Vote on your devices.
At all T4T sex parties, there are no tops. Or no gay butt sex, sad face. Strong answers. No, that was a strong answer, Shakespeare. I thought no gay butt sex, sad face was a good answer, but again, you just, like, you refined it.
Coming up next. Time to vote.
What Wild Bill Hickok named his penis? Probably Hickok, obviously, or Calamity Johnson. I missed voting because I was watching the stream answers. Yeah, the struggle is real. Hello, Max. Welcome. We're playing a game. We're just having some fun. This will probably be the last round. So. Hickok, obviously.
Next up, a Facebook status you don't want your grandparents to see.
Sex gift or
it's voting
DTF?
time.
I mean, both of those are along the same lines. Calamity Johnson. The audience is really bringing it in here.
Round 2 is no more. Let's see the damage.
Okay, so then we're gonna do round 3, and then we'll probably stop playing this for now. It says a lot about Facebook statuses that these are both realistic answers. True. I don't actually know if that's a thing.
This is round 3, the last lash. Points are tripled, and everyone gets the same one single prompt this time.
Oh no.
Your prompt is the worst advice a doctor could give.
The worst advice a doctor could give. Okay, how real do you want to get here? Versus how much are we just gonna, like, not be serious? Okay, I went. You'll see how I went. You'll see. I am a terrible human. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No! Somebody didn't get their
Here's
answer
what
in.
everybody wrote. Give out your votes now.
The worst advice a doctor could give: just cut it off at home. That's an auxiliary limb. You don't need two. I mean, House literally prescribed cigarettes. Don't bother with the seatbelt. See a therapist for this medical issue. Or have you tried working out? Ooh. Okay. My vote has been placed. Audience, get your votes in. Don't bother with the seatbelt. 2 votes. I mean, House literally prescribed cigarettes. Got 3 votes and 1 from the audience. See a therapist for this medical issue. Got 3 votes and then 1 vote from the audience. That was mine. Went a little bit too real. Have you tried working out? Got 4 votes. That's an auxiliary limb. You don't need 2. Got 4 votes. And just cut it off at home. Brought it in with 5 votes and 1 audience vote. Nice. Nice, that's fun.
That's the end. Let's see the final scoreboard.
Final scoreboard. Looks like Shakespeare. Nice. Good going. Yeah, audience only gets 1 vote for the ending one. Cool. Samuel L. Jackson was one of the top answers of the game. Always cool. All right. So let's stop that for now. I don't want to spend the entire rest of the day doing that. But it was fun. Maybe we should save it toward, like, closer to the end next time. Because I'm, like, hypothetically still supposed to go for another hour here. And the stream has slowed down quite a bit. Which, you know, that happens when you try new things. Yes, Shakespeare, you are the funny trans girl this time. Good going. Congratulations. I'm gonna run and grab a piece of chocolate. I'll be right back. It's seriously just gonna take me like 5 seconds. Okay. I just wanted a piece of candy really fast. You need more pussy jokes. It's true. You know? Sometimes you just gotta, go for the lowest hanging fruit. These are delicious. They are milk chocolate and caramel, and they're covered in salt. And it's wonderful. Be funny right now on the spot often has predictable outcomes. Oh, true. Yeah. Yeah. It is fun. It's a nice, easy little group activity. Oh. an entire box of dark chocolate bars. Oh, that sounds delicious. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that candy, but the piece of caramel in it is so big. It takes forever to like chew it, but it's delicious. Sometimes I like to enter random 4-letter codes on jackbox.tv until I find some group and confuse the hell out of whoever's playing. That's fun. I tend to not think of the cruder humors, which most people seem to go for. Yeah. And I mean, we're just kind of doing basically a random pickup group. It's not like we're friends. We don't know each other's sense of humor. It's easy when you share a sense of humor with your friends to like play to their sense of humor. Like when I would play Cards Against Humanity, like with my dad, for example, I could win any round that my dad was judging because I know his sense of humor. So it was like, it's not fair to anyone else playing that I just get to win any round that my dad is the cards are, you know? This is kind of unrelated to anything, but have any of you guys ever played HeroScape? I'll look up some pictures so that you know what it looks like in case you maybe don't know what it looks like. HeroScape is this game where you have these tiles and you build a little map and you've got the little guys and you move them around. That's what HeroScape is. Anybody? Am I throwing anyone back into their childrenhood right now? That's cool. I like the ice mountains. Creates some really interesting situations. Cool. Can we play Cards Against Humanity on stream? I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure if any of those websites that I used to use work anymore. Having a decent general sense of humor as a non-comedian is surprisingly hard. Actually, no, Cards Against Humanity is unplayable without voice. Yeah, I don't know how it would work if you didn't at least have a chat where you're talking to the other people. And then, like, that's not very good stream material, probably. Hi, babe. What are you doing? Yeah? Are you a good boy? He's a sweetie. He's a sweet young man. None of you 20 people here know anything about HeroScape? All right. Oh, Dally says I know it from a friend. Cool. All right, never mind then. Don't mind me. Nothing to see here. Don't need to talk about HeroScape. Well, I guess we can always just kill some time playing World of Warcraft and talking about whatever comes up. It may be that I don't have enough interesting things to say to carry us forward into the full 4 hours. I gotta start, like, what? I mean, like, I guess I have to, like, maybe create one of my social media accounts and, like, only follow people who talk about, like, my various hobbies so that when there's news related to the hobbies, then I can talk about it. But, like, unless I am personally in the middle of doing something that is related to one of my hobbies and I can just talk about it on stream, like, at a certain point on the positive days, like, I run out of shit to talk about. What's up, Dank Cat Lord? Welcome in. If anybody is just now coming in, please hit the like button. We're just gonna kind of chill and talk for a while. I am playing a druid. Yes, that's what I'm doing. A druid that is not gonna have cat form for a long time. Ah! But we mostly just put WoW on so that I can keep myself entertained in the background. It kind of it like focuses part of my brain in a way that allows me to continue talking nonsense for sometimes like an additional hour when I'm running out of stuff to say. Yeah, you forgot to hit like. How dare you? I'm so offended. I'm personally so offended. I am the worst game player in the world. I mean, it's pretty challenging to be the most. Golf with Friends would be fun. Yeah, I know Golf with Friends is pretty good. I haven't played it very much, but that's, makes the playing a little bit more even. Delish. Mitternacht is in here to keep us company. Cat is doing cat things. I need to. Okay, I do want to talk about something. Thank you for reminding me. So my partner and I have been kind of talking and thinking about like what are the next 20 years of our lives going to look like, right? I mean, not exactly, but basically I have this very strong opinion that what we need to do is create like a sustainability and like produce some of our own food and like be self-sustaining in the event of like widespread supply chain disruptions. And like, this part of the country will probably remain fertile. So there are lots of farms around. So technically we probably would always be able to buy farm fresh produce, but that doesn't change the fact that like extreme weather will happen. People will lose crops. People's animals will die. The demand in other parts of the country will increase in a way that will maybe even cause an export industry to start. So like a lot of the food here might not even be remaining local if large agricultural swaths throughout the South and middle Midwest. Oh my God, I could not fucking focus right then for a second. Out in the Midwest, like if we lose all this farmland, then there is going to be a period of time where we're temporarily relying on existing farmland before we establish brand new farmland in places like Minnesota, where it's going to become more and more and more temperate, but there isn't quite as much variety in like what they farm up there. So we're kind of trying to figure that out. And one thing that we've talked about is like, so I really want like a good chunk of land, but land is very, very expensive right now in Oregon. It was less expensive when I was looking at it last year, but it's like it's a lot more expensive right now. And while we do think that the housing market is going to burst, we don't know if that's going to translate to the land bubble bursting and like the prices coming down on land. So we're kind of trying to figure out like what is this next couple of years going to look like? Because of course we're about to start like saving money. My partner has a job. I have a job. We're very frugal. I'm very careful with how I shop. I meal plan in a way where we have very little food waste and I don't buy a lot of like junk. And even when I do buy junk, it tends to like last a little longer. So we're doing all these things and I want to look into like, because land is so expensive, obviously the thought that you have is like, well, I'll go in on some land. Like I will, wouldn't it be interesting or like helpful if one of our friends would buy some land with us and then we could buy the land together and we would not have to worry so much about like okay, we can't even get in the door to have a conversation with somebody about the land. But then I was looking online and there is so much discouragement on this topic. And so I guess I'm like interested in getting chat's temperature gauge on this as well. Like, is it like legally guaranteed to be a problem at some point if you buy land with another person? Like, obviously, if you are married, then yeah, like you are a combined asset anyway. And if you get divorced, it's complicated. What do you do with the land, etc. Blah, blah, blah. But it's like people were just so like negative on the like Reddit pages that I was looking at about the concept of going in with friends or family even on land. And like people were like, oh my God, if you're like almost guaranteed to ruin your friendships, like good luck with that, whatever. It just feels so pessimistic to me. So I don't know. I was just kind of interested to hear what y'all's opinions were on that. Whoops. Okay, now I need to attack you. I am out of mana. I would think to buy land with multiple people, you would want an LLC. Yeah. So people were saying like, yeah, you could do an LLC or an LLP, like limited liability company or a limited liability partnership. So yeah, like that is legally how you would do it, or like it's one of the primary ways legally that you would do it. You can do an LLC, but then you need like to have a really solidly written contract to address things like what happens if you die, or what happens if somebody simply wants to not be there anymore and they want to get rid of their part, or yeah, like if somebody dies and their kid doesn't want to sell the land, then like whatever. So there's just like a lot of complications that can enter the situation, and I understand that. Like I'm not like ignorant about the fact that like sometimes you can have a falling out with someone even if you really thought that you would get along with them, you know. And some people were like, oh, what you could do is you could like buy all the land. You could buy the land together, but then immediately parcel it out so that each person actually owns the portion that they're on. So, I mean, yeah, basically, you know, if anyone I know wants to do this, which like I have a couple, we like talked about the list yesterday. We were like, okay, who is on the list of people who we would trust enough and we think that we could work it out if we had conflicts with and everything. And there's like, you know, people who are like very high on that list and people who are lower on that list. The two people who are the highest on that list, I really don't feel like we're ever going to run into any issues that we can't resolve. But, you know, good contracts make good friends, like, you know. So it's not like I'm opposed to having like a formalized contract version of this instead of just like assuming good faith on everyone's part. Because again, shit just happens sometimes. Or like maybe one of them gets sued and then like my land is implicated in their lawsuit because it's one of their assets, you know, just lots of various things to think about. So I'm basically gonna have to like talk to a lawyer just to consult and be like, what are the options here? What tends to go the best? Is there even a way to do this that isn't gonna ultimately result in like difficulty or conflict? Or like, is it even possible for me? Can I buy the land? Like my partner and I, is there any way that we could save up money and buy, like put the down payment down and then just lease parts of the land to our friends? Like maybe. It's just so tricky. Like what is the best way to do that? And, but the kind of thing that so I'm interested in obviously people's opinions. It's a legal matter, so you can't give me legal advice. And I know that, but I'm more interested in like, what is people's feeling about the idea that this is like, don't ever do this. You'll ruin your friendships. You'll end up dealing with bullshit. Like it's not going to be worth it. Cause that seems to be like almost the universal response to this question. If you're asking it online, you could write up a contract that requires anyone who no longer lives there to give up their share equally to the remaining members. I think that's pretty standard in many housing co-ops. Cool, yeah. Kitty says, it can be complicated, but it's better if you have the agreement to split property into the number of parts equal to the number of parties plus one. Make the extra part the largest chunk and central in the property. Contracts are needed because it is meant to protect individual parties from chaos, not each other. Yeah, totally. And I like that too. Like, yeah, say you basically sell each person their plot of land where it's like, okay, that's where your house is going to go and that's where your yard is going to go. And then we're going to have like a giant middle section that is where we have shared things like the greenhouse and all that kind of thing. It can be done, but take all precautions. Just have a contract. Yeah, you just need like a really tight contract, like a very, like covering all the bases. Probably have to pay a lawyer a good chunk of money to figure that out. And like, am I going to do all of that before I even begin the process of looking for the land? Like, is there even any point in me looking for land if I don't know for sure? Like, because if I'm like going to make a serious proposition to some of my compatriots in this world, like I feel like I should have a clear plan, not only of the kind of stuff we want to do, because like I've talked with my friends about things like, oh, you know, we want to have a cow, or maybe we want goats, or maybe goats are a bad idea, or whatever. Like, you know, we've had those kind of conversations. And like I do think that that should be part of any proposition that you make. Like, what is our intention long term? The goal of this thing, like, yeah, we're all trying to make sure that we survive long term. So we plan to have these animals and we plan to produce these products and we expect a certain amount of reciprocity in the labor of working on those things. Because I definitely don't want to be like, I'm the only one who works from home, and then subsequently I'm the only one who tends the chickens or whatever, insert issue here, and then I'm like annoyed by people, like not doing their part or whatever, so it has to be like a very well thought out agreement. And then like all of the legal stuff as well of going like, you know, how do we protect ourselves legally from potential complications? Oh, I'm out of mana. Whoa, there's a wolf. He wants to eat me. But yeah, it's like, I don't know if the exact like dream situation is going to present itself. Probably not. Because then the other thing too is like waiting for the right chunk of land. And, trying to get the right zoning. Like, are we going to be allowed to produce food the way that we want to? Or whatever the issue is. Like, are we even allowed to have multiple occupants on the ground? Like, would leasing to people be explicitly against some zoning rule somewhere, It's like a massive project that I'm going to have to undertake. My partner did just say to me yesterday, he was like, I think that you should take a break. I don't think you should look at available land or any of that kind of thing right now because you just did all this work to get us up here in the first place. And like, it's going to be a couple years before we are really seriously thinking about moving anyway. So like, let's take a break. But yeah, I just, now that I'm thinking about this in a more complex legal sense, and I'm like, I would like to start having these conversations with the people on the list. I would like to start suggesting like, hey, in a very serious way, I am seriously going to put together a like legally tight proposition of like, here's how this situation would go down. Here's what I want. I think we share enough values that we can make it happen. So long as we are all legally covering our asses, So I'm prepared to start having those conversations because I know how much time and planning it took to move up here. And I know that people might have to like wait until their lease is up. And, like we're talking mostly like people I know from the Midwest, where I'm like, hey, you guys should come move here because I know that you care about like not getting fucked by climate change long term. You stay over there, you son of a bitch. Having some pieces of land in mind that you could use as examples will help you sell someone on the idea. Oh, Murlocs. No, I have to leave. Nope. I don't know if I can kill these. I do not have any mana. Sorry, I have to focus on this now for a second. I'm going to use a potion. There's a potion. There's a dot. Okay, now I think I'll be able to do it. Anyway, Kitty says, having some pieces of land in mind that you can use as examples will help you sell the idea to others you want to go in on together. Make sure things like cats and dogs and how they are kept and trained in the contract. It sounds weird, but animals are very common causes of conflict. Keep an eye on land prices, but don't look for stuff to buy. I would bookmark like a dozen listings and check them monthly for price changes to see how the market is moving. Is there like a particular website that you would recommend, Kitty Tick? Because like typically when I'm looking for land, I go to landwatch.net or whatever the fuck that is. I don't really like Zillow, and I also don't think it's a great way to look for land specifically. But I don't know, like, I think I just Googled at some point, like, land in Oregon, or like land for sale, and I found that website. But yeah, like not having dogs running loose on the property or like not having cats outdoors on the property because of the damage that they're going to do to like the local ecosystem. Those are the kinds of things where I'm like, I need to be doing this with people who are ideologically aligned with me anyway. Because obviously people that I know are going to care about things like the fact that cats do ecological damage. And like, if possible, we should all keep our cats indoors. Not to mention fucking bird flu and everything, and like trying to get a group of people on board with taking fucking COVID precautions. That's the thing about living in different houses though, is like, yeah, in my house, I can say, yo, if you're going to come over to my house, you have to wear a mask. And also I can have a filter running that's like filling the air with hypochlorous acid so that the air is being sanitized. I can control those things. Oh my God, excuse me. I like how the moment I started playing World of Warcraft, I like remembered this entire thing that I wanted to discuss because I was looking at it before stream today. Just looking up like, oh yeah, intentional communities. How do you set those up legally speaking? And then a bunch of fucking negative people in the comments being like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. My family used Zillow, but they wanted land with one existing small house and the ability to add little cabin homes. Yeah, I'm open to the idea. I don't know that it would be the best. Like, obviously, it would increase the cost and the burden of like not being able to move onto the land immediately. But I'm not above the idea of building the house. You know, like I think honestly, between us, we probably have the skills to like build a house. We probably would just need to like find an existing blueprint and then wire it up the way that we want to wire it up. And like, okay, cool. Not that complicated. All my kitties are indoor cats. I can't be responsible for the chaos they would wreak upon the world. True. They're chaotic little beans. Dan Catlord says, I've been thinking of crowdfunding with a bunch of leftists who want out of high rent prices to an apartment building, to buy an apartment building, turning it into a co-op, and permanently remove it from the market. Yeah. Oh, I don't have any mana. That's why I can't attack. That's a great idea. I think that's a great idea. Like maybe you form an LLC, but then each person buys their own apartment, or something like that. Yeah, that could be a great idea. I wish that our system didn't work in a way that it's like so easy to fuck each other over, if that makes any sense. Or like the system incentivizes fucking each other over so much that we just do it like out of habit almost. No, don't drink a potion, you fucking murloc. God damn it. No, there's another one. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Let me get out of here. Ah! No, he got me. I don't have any mana. Listen, I don't have any mana. I don't want to deal with you. I guess I had enough mana for a couple of hits. Why is this not doing anything? Okay, I was like, I thought that I was attacking him and it just wasn't. I was reading chat. IDKY, I assumed you were wanting to build too. Well, part of the reason that it's likely that I would end up wanting to build is because I don't want to have a house that doesn't have central air conditioning. I'm going to freak out if my house doesn't have central air. You don't want to be looking at land listed on sites that have land holdings. Sorry, it's like something is covering up the chat. Okay, that have land holdings, Zillow and others like it. I tend to look at companies like Sotheby's for higher cost land, which moves more accurate to the market. Then I look into the actual town where I want to look, and then at realty companies from there and mark a couple of their properties. I don't really use one site because an aggregator of data is usually going to organize it in a manner meant to make the most money and not give me real data. Okay. I'll have to remember. Hold on, let me open this on this Sotheby's. Okay. I'll check that out later. Okay, come back. I want you back now. Baby, come back. There you go, chat. I brought you back. Honestly, I'm a window AC fan. I know they are bad, but Central makes me feel feverish usually. Are window AC bad for a specific reason? I just don't like the idea of having to manage each... Well, I don't know. Maybe that would be better, though. I don't know. Like, having to manage each room on its own versus being able to just set a temperature. But then I guess you do sometimes run into that issue where... like maybe the thermometer is in a part of the house and there's not very good airflow, so maybe like the house right next to the thermometer is like warm, but the rest of the house is cold, or vice versa. Like, oh, this bedroom is so far away from the thermometer and it's like cold in there in the winter because the thermometer thinks that it's warmer than it is because it's warmer in a different part of the house. They use more energy for each room and require a window be sealed. Yeah, and they don't usually do a very good job of that, sealing the windows thing. Sha-la-la-la-la, don't stop it now, don't try to hide it how you wanna kiss the girl. Sotheby's is a very, very posh auction house, and they deal in stuff like they were the place where Banksy's girl with balloon was sold and shredded. Oh no. They deal with highbrow stuff like that. Like that is where that Banksy thing happened. They sell rich people land for them too. Okay, cool. But you're just saying you follow that because that tends to give you an accurate understanding of what the market is doing at any one time. Oh no, you respawned right on top of me, Murloc boy. You could also use smart vents to not cool unoccupied rooms. I don't want to have a smart house. I think that it's one of those things where it's like, if you know anything about anything, then you don't want to have a smart house. Although, I guess, like, Linus has a bunch of smart house shit in his house. But it just presents, like, security risks that are otherwise avoidable. Oh no, I don't have any mana. Sad. I'm gonna cry. I don't have enough mana. I'm learning disconcertingly stupid things about the tariffs that I'm glad I now know, but make me want to flatten my face against a wall. Unforge. I know nothing about the tariffs except that it's going to make shit more expensive, and it already is making shit more expensive. Wealthy people have the best data on what is happening in the market. Fair. So you're just looking at pricing trends? Like, oh, these auctions are selling for much higher than they were 3 weeks ago. Is that the kind of thing that you're looking for? Oh, I'm trying to get the fins. Okay, no wonder this is taking forever, because it's an item that they drop. No, go away, you stupid. You know. Why you aggro to me? Don't do it. I want... Oh no, now I can't get that belt. Rip. Whatever. I am always collecting data. Okay, cool. I just was curious, like, what exactly it is that you were looking at. Is like, you're just generally looking at whether the prices are higher or lower. And I guess maybe part of that is also seeing, like, how many bidders there are actively on the market right now. Because, like, I guess the higher price something is driven, then that kind of indicates that there's a lot of bidders. So there's a lot of people buying shit up right now, which I don't know what that would indicate for future dynamics. Like, what do you predict happens if a bunch more rich people are buying land or are interested in buying land than usual? They're trying to reframe the tariffs as reciprocal to other countries' tariffs, but the number they put up for the tariff they put on us is just the ratio of our trade deficit with them. Yeah. Indiana was the biggest importer of U.S. goods, of UN goods in the U.S. We also have a Canadian canning plant down the road from me. I have no idea how this will affect the state. Yeah, I'm not really paying a lot of attention to this in particular right now. Like, yeah, the economy's going to collapse. Like, tell me something I don't know. They're accelerating it. But, like, this is me speaking to you about the limits to growth report. Like, the limits to growth report tells us that based on the previous estimations, which I don't know if those estimations included a fascist tanking everything suddenly, but we were already on track for there to be a stagnation and then breakdown of the U.S. economy starting in 2040. And so this is just accelerating it. And so I'm like, okay, well, this is nothing about this is like news to me. It's just happening quicker than we were expecting. Okay, where am I going? I don't know what I'm doing right now. I guess I'll go over here and pick up this quest and then go to Westfall. Oh yeah, I guess it's kind of time to go to Westfall now, huh? They almost certainly did not count on a dumbass fascist speedrunning Great Depression too. Yeah, I mean, you know, and also, like, the climate estimates, like, a lot of the limits to growth report was predicated on, like, if we continue to prioritize growth overall, what will happen to the economy? But part of that is looking at how, like, what will happen to the economy if climate change continues on the track that it is on. But then we keep breaking our climate expectations. Like, oh, we expect the summer to be about this hot based on how hot it was the last 5 summers, but then we have an extra hotter summer, or like an extra drier summer that was not within the purview of what we predicted. And so I'm like, yeah, all of this is accelerating faster than we expected it to. And like, I guess if anything, I'm like kind of looking forward to like an economic collapse. Like, it'll make it easier for me to buy my house, or it'll erase my debt completely because there won't be a bank to come knocking for my mortgage. Like, I don't know, man. You know, this is the mindset that I have right now, is like, I just need to get the land and start working on the things. But the question of like how to accomplish that is so complicated because land is so expensive out here, right? Like, if like somebody is buying a house with land on it and it's like $3 million, like, okay, even a 10% down payment on that is still $300,000 that I would have to have. r/no shit Sherlock. It's fun to just go places and wow. Man, I drank that water so fast. And I'm still thirsty. I still thirsty. It's so sad how thirsty I am. La 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 la, don't stop it now. Don't try to hide it how. This is what it's like living in my brain, by the way. Most of the time I'm controlling this and you are not getting the random little tidbits of songs stuck in my head, but that's just what's happening in my brain right now. Sha la 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 la, don't be scared. That's the whole thing. Like, that's everything. It's unbearable sometimes. What am I doing? I want this? Nope, it's this. Okay, I can't really sell much of this stuff. Whatever, okay, that's fine. When rich people stop buying and selling land, the market is about to crash. When they start selling land again, it means the market has recovered. So when you start seeing land sitting on the site and not selling more often than not, they are selling it. Oh my God, hold on. When you start seeing land sitting on the site and not selling more often than they are selling it, is good to finish putting together your down payment. There will be some people that will scramble to move their property right before the crash for 20 to 30 below market, and you can snap at that. Okay. I think that this is like a conversation that I should probably hit you up privately about and see if, because I'm not going to retain a lot of this between now and later. But I guess, yeah, look for when rich people are not buying and selling land like very fast, when it's like taking a long time for it to sell. So that's when the market is going to be the lowest, and that's the best time to buy something because the market will be the lowest. And like the longer a property sits unoccupied, probably that will prompt them at various points to lower the price to try to sell it. Is that how this works? Or will rich people just sit on a property and leave it at the same exorbitant price for years and years because they would rather have more money? I don't know. I'm not really sure how these people work. Their brains fundamentally do not make any sense to me. I'm trying to explain very complicated econ stuff in a few words. Yeah, no. I do appreciate the effort that's going in, and it makes sense what you're saying. I'm just like, I'm worried that I'm not going to retain it later. And like, you know, when is that going, like, when is that predicted to happen currently? Like, are there any current predictions for when those changes are expected to start happening? Obviously the market is extremely unpredictable right now. Like, obviously stuff is weird, and it's kind of hard to determine, you know, what to expect. We like to have solid expectations, but good luck. You're probably not going to. What's it like to feel thirsty? Oh, it's so sad. It's the saddest thing to be thirsty. I am not going to take Hogger. No. I'm just going to go to Westfall. We're just going to run to Westfall. Get a new flight path. Trump making sure he is known for tanking the ecosystem and making the hottest, poorest summer ever. It's, you know, he can't even take full credit for it, but I'm sure he will. He's going to try. He's going to try his darndest. Oh boy. There's like a million billion quests here, and I'm going to pick them up, and then I'm going to continue running. I like that we still have like a solid in-group who's going to be here kind of no matter what dumb shit I'm talking about, which is great. We appreciate you. Man, now I'm out of coffee. It's a sad time of day. You reach for your coffee cup and there's nothing in there. Even if someone intentionally poured methane into the ecosystem, he would still take the credit. I mean, some people, infamy is a way that you can live on forever. It is one of the ways that you can do that. It is one of the things that you can do. Just being totally, totally, totally infamous. Doing all the worst things. Oh my gosh. Something that's been on the market for 6+ months. Many would know a crash is coming and happy to get out with most of their planned profit. Oh yeah, no, that's a good point. Oh yeah, because like people retiring and everything. Yeah, that's something that I hadn't considered. Yeah, that's interesting. Look at property tax records and buy land that has been held since the 90s or before, because those people will be the least greedy in the middle class types. Okay. Man, I'm gonna have to like make friends with a couple of realtors. That's annoying. Go away, bird. Why are you bird? Go away, bird. Okay. He went away. He has started snoring. The snoring is happening now. There's a quest to turn in here. Oh, good. The Horde aren't fucking camping. For some reason, the Horde like to camp this guy and just kill him over and over and make it impossible for low-level people to turn in their quests. It's real... I was gonna say something else. It's real pathetic behavior. I will not elaborate on it. You don't need to like make it sound funnier. It's really beta behavior. Better to offer to mow random older people's lawns till you make friends with the right one. Like what, making friends with one who wants to sell their land, or making friends with one who knows someone who needs to sell their land? Yeah, it's Westfall time. I'm at least gonna get... Oh yeah, that's what I'm really here for, is just the flight point. Most overrated zone in the game. Yeah, I mean, it's good to quest in. It's definitely like fairly good to just like quest there a little bit. But of course, Dark Shore, there's fewer people in Dark Shore. I guess I gotta get a lawnmower. Where am I gonna keep a lawnmower? I don't have much in the way of storage for something like a lawnmower. Basically, bonus points if their kids suck. Oh man, just like yoink someone's inheritance out from under them by making friends with their parents. Like, I wonder if I could find somebody who's trying to sell basically like a homestead. I mean, that would be the ideal situation. And to be like, hey, I want to buy this from you and I plan to preserve everything that you've built here. That's the kind of thing that I think of when I'm thinking of like my in the future plans. I'm like, if I don't want kids, then like, who is this even for? Like I'm obviously building an infrastructure that will support me and the people closest to me if like the worst should happen and the economy collapses and everything. But like, if I don't have kids, then is there anyone who's going to inherit it? Like, how do I make sure that this investment that I'm making goes beyond just my remaining 50 or 60 years or whatever, My favorite online threat to make is I will cherish your father and steal your inheritance. That's nice. I like that. I'll have to remember that one in the future. Yeah, look for an older homestead owner without kids. Yeah, that's a level of like networking that I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do. But, it's not just me doing the networking. I have an entire other person, and he likes to meet people and talk to people. So it's both of us. Could be your next of kin. Doesn't have to be a child or family member, but will default to family if you don't choose someone. Yeah, but it's like, like let's say my younger sibling, right now they're 18 and like, it would be nice to list them as a beneficiary of it, but like, are they going to come live on the farm and like take care of the animals and like grow all the food? Like, I don't know that that's something that they're interested in doing. We'll see. Man, on a Hangout stream, we're so close to 69 likes. I don't know that we're going to get to 69, but we are very, very, very close. All right, I just have to grab a water. I just have to fill my water again. I'll be right back. Sorry. It's only going to be a second. Okay, sorry. I was like, I can't do this for another 45 minutes. Yeah, I guess your friends' kids. Like everyone who is on the list of like, okay, I have this like list of people who I would be willing to do this with. I'm like, okay, that couple is child free. That couple is not capable of having children. That couple is child free to my knowledge. Like, it's a lot of people who don't have kids or don't want kids, which I guess doesn't mean that we couldn't ever, like none of us ever would adopt. Like I'm sure that could be on the table. But yeah. You can set up a living trust, and when all members die, you can have it written into the trust to be donated as a park or to the nearest native tribe or the tribe that originally held the land. I have the tribe that used to hold our land already located for when I set ours up. Okay, yeah, no, that's a great idea. Okay, I could see that. Just being like, yo, maybe nobody is going to inherit this because we're all child free, but yeah, we want to give this back to the native people. And then like, dude, like please, like whoever's the beneficiary, I would want it to be contractually like, continue to use this land for the good of the community, whatever that is. We've established all this infrastructure. We have all these plants and stuff that are established here. We have a permaculture set up, and you should preserve this for someone. But yeah, that's a good call. Lots of things to think about. Oh gosh. It's crazy that it's April already. I'm like, what is the rest of this year going to look like? Like, I've already been here for more than 2 months. Like, we just crossed our 2 months being here. If you listen to Green Day, sometimes Slenderman kills you. Oh no. Yeah, giving it back to the natives. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Get the local cooliotes. The cooliotes. Just a little Twilight joke for any of you out there who like references to Twilight. Oh my gosh, dude. I guess I didn't sleep super. Oh, no. Yeah, no. I got woken up in the middle of the night. I did not sleep all the way through the night last night. And I had weird dreams too. I couldn't possibly tell you what they were about, but I definitely had a lot of fucking weird dreams last night. It was not a very restful day. Angelica, hello. Welcome in. Bro, if we get to 69 likes, that would be so lit. It would also, we also have like 3 times as many likes as we have viewers right now, which is hilarious. We played some video games earlier that made everybody leave, and then they don't come back. So, oops. Oopsie. Oopsie poopsie. So sorry. But it was fun. Maybe we'll do that more as like we could do that as like a I cannot upvote twice. No, it's good. Maybe we could do like a Discord Jackbox night every once in a while or something, and have it be maybe just something we don't stream, so that it's still a thing we get to do together and like a thing, you know, but it's not going to be stream time. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to make Wednesdays fun without like running out of things to talk about, you know? Like, what kind of stuff should I fill this time with? And like, yeah, I guess the answer is just have more planned to talk about the things that I already want to talk about. You know, like people seem to want to hear me talk about nonsense. So like, okay, I have to start following video game news, and I have to follow like, I have to like come up with stuff to talk about with regards to art and things that I'm getting interested in like that. What's the latest news about like the wilderness? I don't know. Is there any good news about like a new animal species that's been discovered or something? I don't know. I'm going to have to like curate this to be like a good news segment show, but like not the type of good news that I would put at the end of the politics show. I don't know. We're still workshopping it. We're still figuring out what works. Ooh, we got to 68 likes. Oh, so close. You could turn Wednesday into a half research stream. You mean like researching for the show on Sunday? That is not what I want. More Discord events in general. If I wasn't crunching toward a dissertation deadline and dreading my future as a fledgling research scientist, I'd be on that. Yeah, no worries, Byron. I'm not going to expect you to do it. I heard there was news about dinosaurs. Was there news about dinosaurs? Dinosaurs? I mean, that's not one of my special interests, but is there? I'm just going to go to news. Dinosaur tracks uncovered at the site of Bonnie Prince Charlie's refuge. Footprints showing giant carnivorous dinosaurs and their plant-eating prey drank from the same Scottish watering hole. That's fucking cool. From CNN, Tyrannosaurus rex ancestors and their plant-eating dinosaur prey would have congregated to drink water from a lagoon in what is now Scotland, suggested by new research. Despite the fact that the carnivorous megalosaurs would have hunted the long-necked sauropods 167 million years ago, newly identified footprints show that both types of dinosaur would have milled around the edge of this lagoon, much like how modern-day animals congregate at watering holes. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, man. The footprints are preserved in, quote, exquisite detail. Blakesley, who is a researcher, the lead study author, Tony Blakesley, said it was very exciting. Yeah, okay. Because of their flatness, the footprints had previously been mistaken for fish resting burrows. Blakesley explained that this was due to the fact that there would have only been a thin layer of sand on top of a much harder layer of mud, leaving only a shallow indentation. Footprints were made during the Middle Jurassic period, an important time in dinosaur evolution, but there's very little rock remaining from the area, according to Blakesley. That's cool. While the dinosaurs would not have been in the area at around the same time, the footprints do not demonstrate any evidence. The dinosaurs would have been in the area at around the same time. The footprints do not demonstrate any evidence that they interacted by the lagoon. and it is unlikely that it would have been side by side. Yeah, obviously there would be a disaster for the sauropods. The temptation for lunch would have been too much for the theropods. Cool. That's neat. I like that. I'm going to go pick up a pizza while in a onesie. Nice. Have fun. Have a good night. Oh, spending time learning about a subject you want to know more about? Maybe. Yeah, like watch a bunch of watercolor videos because I'm into watercolors now. Like, hey, let's research how to do this. I don't know. Georgia Dems just walked out of a House session over another anti-trans bill. Nice. That is good news that I might cover on Sunday. But that kind of good news I'm not going to talk about on a Wednesday. I typically try to save that for the Sunday show. Sunday show. Sunday show. Creationists prove that they're fake. Oh yeah, of course they've done. Yeah. Better Wilder news. Australian fisherman rescues naked refugee from crocodile-infested waters. Damn. That would actually be fun. Yeah, okay, so if I were just like, yo, today I'm really interested in this, and we're gonna, like, learn all about this, and, okay, and I can talk about it. Yeah, okay, that's a cool idea. That's, yeah. I'm gonna have to, like, put more effort into that, which is fun because it means that I'm gonna have to put more effort into my hobbies. I am, again, turning my hobbies into a thing that I can monetize, but hey, I was gonna talk to you about them anyway, so we might as well go all in. Oh, we beat 69 likes. We got to 70 and I wasn't even looking. What? That's crazy. Thank you. I appreciate that, everybody. I appreciate the couple of donations that we've gotten today, too. I know that y'all just had to pay your rent. I know I'm paying my rent this week. Like, you know, no worries on the donations. It fluctuates. I get it. Oh my god, I need to fucking do my taxes. Oh no. Special Interest Wednesday. True. There is new hominid news, like maybe a new kind and also different kinds being decided as one kind, maybe. It's all being debated, but IDK, I'm a fan of ape evolution as a lanky ape myself. Oh, cool. That's neat. No, you're fine, John Urich is fine. Yeah, I love ape evolution. That's fun to learn about. Wilder news. Ontario couple lost in cottage country for days found alive. Damn. Good to know that they found him. Shit. Yeah, that's one of the things about, like, hiking that does kind of freak me out a little bit is, you know, what if you're going hiking and a tree has fallen across the trail and you, like, try to get around it and then you lose the trail? Like, fuck. Basically, anytime you lose the trail, just stop moving. Just stay still. Just do not go anywhere until you hear people coming by, basically. Because the more you wander around, the more likely you are to just get further and further away from the trail. You know, maybe a maximum of like 5 minutes of looking for the trail, but then stop. And like, you start putting up smoke signals or flares or something, because, Jesus. The closer you are to the trail, you know, you'll be able to still hear people and everything. People will be able to hear you shouting help. Eric says, I grew up in some pretty deep woods in Ontario with an off-grid cabin with no road access in summer. I'm not unafraid, just know when to be afraid in the woods and what to do, I guess. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. Never hike without a physical compass and always be marking trail headings. I don't know what trail heading means in this context. Like when you go from one, like if there's a fork in the road, like mark where you went and stuff. Yeah, like yeah, totally. Yeah, I think a physical compass is important. I also know that there's like an app that has the trails on it, and like if you are close enough to town that you have GPS, then you can basically know where you are on the trail. Organic maps downloads maps locally to your device, and GPS will always work even without service. Okay, good. Yeah. Wilderness news. Cactuses have a 30% damage buff. Squirrel top speed nerfed by 5%. Yeah, you know, whatever works. You gotta balance the game every once in a while, you know? Gotta make sure that nobody's too OP. Eagle Scout? Yeah, I was never in Scouts. Unfortunately. Ugh. Gravity does always lead down. Good job, Noah. I'm just messing with Jim. Oh gosh. Okay, well I have a clearer idea now at least of like, okay, so in the future, you know, I can go in more detail. If there's anything that I'm like in the mood to talk about, I can plan to like go in more detail about it and we can learn about it. Obviously I do think that that would be kind of limiting in that like, oh, if people are not interested in like whatever the thing of the day is, like maybe I do decide to go deep into the concept of like watercolor. I don't know. Maybe I'll try something like, okay, I'm gonna learn everything I can learn about how to hike safely or something. And like, here's some beautiful trails. You're like, here's what you do, what you don't do. Here's what you bring, what you don't need to bring. I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe that is the kind of thing that people would be interested in. Some bug fixes too. Red ants aren't supposed to spawn until late game. Trans Eagle here loved Scouts, became a mountain guide for a while. Now I organize queer raves. Hell yeah. GPS will only not work if it's being jammed, which is very illegal, or if the satellites fall out of the sky. The only places I know with spotty GPS is Eastern Europe near Russia. Yeah, okay, so if I'm basically always within 100 miles of like where I live, just for the sake of example, then yeah, I could download local maps on organic maps and then just always have it on my phone, and it would always work. Cool. I love the woods, but it's good to remember you are not separate from nature. You are an invasive ape, and these woods will eat you if you fuck up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to convince my partner to get into hiking with me. It's gonna start with like going on walks around our neighborhood and stuff. And doing things like going to the beautiful beach and like taking a walk on the beautiful beach and then being like, yo, I know there's a really great hiking trail very close to here. I would like to come back and do that in the future. Let's work up to being able to do that in the future. Like, I don't think my partner would have any trouble with hiking. I think I would have trouble with hiking just because of the cardio issue. But I'm trying to work my way up to that cardio level. I don't do winter hiking anymore after losing a lot of my sight. Can't see in the snow or feel the ground with my poles or cane. Yeah. Just naked and afraid him. Would still carry a compass though. Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree 100%. I would not choose to have my phone and not a compass. I would have both. You know, I would be probably primarily relying on the phone, but I would definitely want to have a compass because then at least no matter what, like, okay, well, west is where the ocean is. Let me go east and I will eventually run into a person. I'm a compass person because phones can die and I want to save the battery till I'm hopefully closer to signal. Totally, yeah. And there's the trick too of like, if you still have signal, you can change your voicemail. Or actually, it's supposed to be like before you go, if you're going to go hiking, especially if you're going to go hiking by yourself, change your voicemail thing and be like, hey, I'm in this place. Like if for some reason I haven't come back or haven't recovered, I haven't, whatever, like this is where I went hiking and this is the location that you'll be able to search for me. So if your phone dies, at least someone can call and be like, oh, okay, I know where they went missing, at least. Very limited in the winter, but in summer you can catch me exploring and assuring my friends I'm fine, but like they shouldn't climb what I'm climbing because they will die. GPS also works in airplane mode, and having the cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth radios turned off saves a lot of battery. Ooh, good to know. Yes. Yeah, change your voicemail saying when you went hiking and where. And probably like when you expect to be back too. Like, I'm going hiking in this location. My plan is to finish the hike in this location. I am leaving at this time and I expect to be back at this time, you know. Give copies of your maps and routes to multiple people. Yes. Yep. All kinds of good safety things, all kinds of good safety tips. I'm so excited. Like Wednesday, or the Sunday stream, this upcoming Sunday stream, I am probably not going to talk a lot about my trip it will be very fresh because I'm going on Saturday, but I might try to wait and talk about my trip later. I don't know. It really depends on how much news we have on that day. And like, they have to be a little bit of both, right? Sunday stream has to be a little bit of just nonsense occasionally. It can't be all serious all the time. Same thing on Wednesday stream. I am not capable of doing a stream that never touches on serious issues. We will at some point touch on something serious, even if it is more loosey-goosey and like more about one of my hobbies or something. But I am very much looking forward to getting to share with you the experience of me going to the Pacific Ocean for the first time. I think it's going to be so much fun. I think it's going to be beautiful. It's supposed to be beautiful weather this weekend. And yeah, like assuming nothing goes wrong and nobody gets hurt or stuck on the rocks or something, like nobody gets stung by a fucking jellyfish or anything. It's super, super, super exciting. And I hope that it's a good time. With all that said, I am starting to get a little bit headachy. So I'm going to go ahead and call this before that develops much more, because there is a giant bright light right in my face. So thank you all for hanging out with me today. I am excited to get to go new places and tell you about it and refine our show more and more and figure things out. So I really appreciate y'all, and I will plan to see you on Sunday.